evening and welcome. We are back with the MX5 Season 2, Round 2 from Monza Junior. I am James Parfitt, and as always, I'll be guiding you through the action tonight with Tyler Oldham. Good evening, Pete Van Gogh. Hope you're well. Tyler is going to join me in the booth very shortly. I hope you are all having a wonderful day. Now, the schedule is up on your screen, guys, as you can see. Currently as well, so we're at round 2 of Monza Junior. Then we are going off to Oldham Park for round 3. Twin Ring Matigi is going to be round 4. Summit Point will lead us into round 5. Fuji will be the site for round 6. Then we got the Barcelona National Course in round 7, Hungaroring in round 8, Zolder in 9, Suzuka West in 10, Nürburgring GP Circuit is round 11, and then we round out the season at Silverstone National on round 12. So there you go, guys. That is the schedule. We're going to switch over to the race screen and bring Tyler into the booth. Tyler, welcome in. How are you, sir? No worries at all. Thank you so much for actually joining me. The people get to hear you for a change. That makes up for oh, they love the sultry sounds of your voice, young sir. Come on, be positive about it. At the end of the day, they do get to hear you, which is rather marvelous, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely on that one. But they now get to hear you as well. Well, they do now because I pressed the Discord unmute button. So they do get to hear you now, which is great. You know, gotta love live TV. Didn't work the first time I pushed it, but apparently it works the second time. So they are only just hearing you now. So there you go.
Wait to repeat what I said, or are we okay?
No, we should be good. You know, Tyler's here, and he loves joining us in the booth as for the very first time. Anyway, but here is the current championship standings. Now, this is an absolute sight for us currently, as we have Elise Main is currently in first place on 369 points. Pete Van Gogh in second on 352. Charles Kellerman is in third with 351. Carl Jacqueline in fourth, 342. Craig Jones is on 335. Roger Morton, new to the series this season, on 330. Martin Sampson on 320, down in seventh. Steve Hansford is on 317. Dale Benison, another new one to the season, is on 308. Mick Barry there, my man Mick Barry on 306. Alan Toon on 298. Steve Hefford is down in 12th currently on 288. Pete Newman as well, another shock there, all the way down in 13th after round 1 on 265. Will Currington in the league this season is on 234. Craig Crawford on 226. Andy Littler down in 16th on 216. Jamie Ayres. Poor Jamie Ayres all the way down in 17th currently at the moment after round 1 on 165. Darrell Wright on 163. Daniel Hunt on 100. Now we know Daniel had an epic failure on the start last week and couldn't get off the start. His steering wheel decided it wasn't going to change gear, so he couldn't move off the start there for Daniel Hunt. Andy Maxwell on 75 and Jason Morris down in 21st on 0 points currently. So there you go. So that was a bit of a shock for us. We're going to have to refresh that one if you don't mind, sir, because it hasn't disappeared off my screen. There you go. You know, Elise Main sitting at top of the on top of the championship. Tyler, you obviously wasn't here last week. We are just going into qualifying currently. You know, not what you would have expected.
Yeah, I had a bit of a look at the races. I watched it back, obviously, between my work hours, and I remember watching it and just seeing. I saw at least one race too, and then I must not have focused on Elise for the rest of the race because I just ended up seeing the championship being Elise's first. How did that happen? I was very confused by it momentarily. I was under the impression that maybe Pete was first or somebody like that was first, but no, it is Elise, and Elise was going strong last season, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely did make a done absolutely amazing in race one, in round one. I've got to be honest, absolutely smashed it, and literally took a victory, which was absolutely amazing. She was absolutely ecstatic about that in Discord as well, and yeah, it was an incredible round one, to be fair. But then again, the racing always is here. You know what I mean? It always is incredible. You know. And I think at the end of the day, that's what makes this series so special, really.
Yeah, it makes it extremely close all the time, because as we saw last season, 100 points can swing just like that. It's not gone foregone conclusion if it's still as close as it is. So it's tense. It's always out there. It's getting extremely good to watch as well every single week. So I'm looking forward to this week.
Yeah, it should be another good one. I'm not gonna lie. I can't wait. But then again, I never can. I don't know. I can't wait for this. So yeah, I think tonight here at Monza Junior is going to be absolutely incredible. And I sit back and I sort of think it kind of rounds out. You know, it's the start of the week. It's somewhere where all of a sudden, like, I kick off and I think, oh, here we go again. We're starting with the UK SimRacers on a Tuesday, and we just know that it's going to be absolutely incredible. And I think that's what makes this this series so special, I think, because, you know, this is the second season now, and it really is kind of coming to its own. You know, Dale Bennison has joined us, Roger Morton has joined us, as well, and Will Currington has joined us, and I think it's just going to be an absolutely incredible season. It always is, and I think that's what's going to make this season so special. You know, second time around, you know, we know all the drivers, we know what to expect, and I think this is what's going to really make it work. Do you know what I mean? This is just going to be absolutely incredible, and I don't think season 2 is going to be any different, to be fair, Tyler. I think at the end of the day, it's still going to produce amazing action, and we've got this very short track in Monza Junior. Now, take us through it, because anybody that hasn't raced on Monza Junior can't really understand by looking at the track map. You know, I'm just seeing 4 corners and a couple of straights, but that is it, isn't it? There's nothing else to it.
Yeah, if you look at Alan as he goes along the line here, it's just it's kind of hard to predict, because your body just goes straight into the mood of, oh, it's the first corner, it's the chicane, it's the scariest corner of the track, because you've got to go from Benny. So it's 300 meters before that, and you've got to turn right, and it's a bit of a hang right. It's not like a sharp right, and then you've got a little left, and you go into the right, and you go back straight, which is, I believe, part of the inner track from the inner oval. And then you've still got Parabolica there, and you go in towards that. So you go in towards it now, as you see the crowds on the left. You got them cheering for Elise again, I imagine, this week. And then as we go into Parabolica, it's a hang right. I'm guessing the tyres do not like turning right at this corner and towards the end of Enquires, because it's just constant rights.
Yeah, it's definitely I don't know how to put it. It's definitely a different circuit now. I had my first run out last night. Unfortunately, just as I was about grinning up, iRacing decided that it was going to do an update. But I got time to practice and quali. And if you blink, it's kind of done. You know, the lap times, as we see here, Pete Newman doing a 56-second lap. It's just going to be insane.
Yeah, it's a very short lap, and it's kind of oval-like in the way that it's got like the right turns of an oval, and then it just throws one left turn in there to confuse Americans a little bit, I believe. But as we go through it, it's short, it's a blink as you miss it kind of run. And a lot of it is drafting as well, so you can see a lot of overtakes going into Parabolic and also going to turn 1 as well, because you're extremely close racing, and it's going to mean the pack racers like the Momo guys and the work safeguard by results and the results clothing are going to have a brilliant time here in terms of game positions.
Yeah, we can see currently Pete Newman is on pole position on a 56.73. Got to be honest, I was nowhere near as quick as that. So yeah, I think I would be down in 14th currently with Craig Jones on a 58.02. But you know, hey oh, we live and learn. You know, I try every time and see how I get on. But you know, Pete Newman is just Pete Newman, isn't he? And he's a special kind of driver, really. It's just naturally quick, isn't he?
Yeah, he had the best of times last week, but I imagine that most of that was just maybe going into first at the reason. You don't really know the new names. You try to get back to it. Jacquelette's been missing since about race 3, I believe. So you've had to get into rhythm of having Jacquelette up fighting with you and battling with you as well. It's quite a difficult change when you go over to new season because you've got to get used to new faces while also remembering all the old ones.
I think
As we go in,
sorry.
As we go into the qualifying as well, you've got an excuse at least for this week's lacking times because they're drafting each other. You didn't get to do that and you're in qualifying.
No, I just got to drive around on my own. As we can see there, all the cars have gone white. They will change back shortly. I guess as Trading Paint's doing his thing. Gotta love it. You know what I mean? In the middle. Why not? Just re-download them. Go for your life, Trading Paints. But we've got 19 cars on track. Currently, Will Currington is not out set a time at the moment. We've got about 8 minutes remaining of quali. So we have got, obviously, 4 races this evening, guys. Okay, so 4 races this evening as well. 4 15-minute races with a reverse as well for the second race, I believe. So we will have a reverse grid on that one as well. So stay tuned. So if they finish first, they will go down to the reverse, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken,
17
is top 17. So there you go. They would go down to 17th place. But there you go, guys, as well. 7 minutes remaining. Times are on the bottom of the screen. Pete Newman is quickest on a 56.72. So 56.72. Steve Efford on a 56.81. And boy, oh boy, do them guys need points. They need the points. Partly because they are down in the order. Elise Main is currently in 7th, is on a 58.106. Nearly in the 57s. I would try, goes in very deep into turn 1, goes around 2, and then you've got 3, which is the right-hander, and then you got a long run up there into the parabolica, which is turn 4. That is it. Nothing really major tonight, so, you know, hey-oh, nice straightforward for us there, Tyler. You know, 4 corners, what could we get wrong?
Yeah, we don't have very many turn names at least tonight. Uphead's Curve Parabolica, which I almost messed up there, quite ironically. But yeah, it's quite a simple track, but I imagine it's still hard to master with how long the corners are. You have to get the exits right, otherwise you get off tracks, and then when you get off tracks, you get penalties, and they're definitely not good for driving.
Yeah, well, let's hope the guys don't get penalties today for their off tracks. You know, at the end of the day, it's going to be an amazing race as we see Roger Morton just coming across the line, currently in 9th place there. So he's going to be looking at trying to do his business, and hopefully he won't have any issues, I'm sure, because as I say, not a bad run out in round 1 for Roger Morton. You know, got involved and got himself in there, and you know, hopefully he'll settle down in round 2. So Roger Morton is currently leading of the ARMS. We can bring you up the leaders of each class very shortly. So you will see that Roger Morton is leading the ARMS and Pete Newman is leading the pros. So there we go. And also you will see different cars on your screen tonight as well. Slightly little tweak to the pretty graphics that we've already got running, and you will see some pretty cars on your screen, and that would be the drivers there on their in their liveries. So yeah, it's going to be a very exciting race. Now the season itself, Tyler, you know, it's following the officials. So we go on to Oldham Park next. You know, different entity, as we can see there. Car number 10, Darryl Wright, did spin in that corner, if I'm not mistaken, and has been off track. You know, we go to Oldham Park next, Tyler. Different kind of entity to Monza Junior, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got more corners for first. I mean, that's going to catch them all out. When they start making the left turn going down towards the hairpin, that's going to definitely stir some feathers. I'm not certain if it's the double chicane or if it's the no chicane.
Ooh. I think it is the no chicane. Give me 2 seconds on that one. I will happily look for
It
you.
is the chicane.
Is it only the one? No, it's double.
It's the 2 chicane.
Yeah,
double
so it's
chicane.
Britain's and Hislops we go into.
Hislops, yeah.
Yeah. So Britain's and Hislops, which is they're just difficult corners on their own, really, aren't they?
Yeah, I can't lie. It already makes it difficult being an one back to begin with. I used to just spam the Fosters one when I was learning it because that was the easiest track to do. But yeah, with double chicane, it makes it really hard. Not only it'll make passing quite a lot harder as well because you don't really have the straight. You don't have the straight to catch up like you do in Monza. Where now you've got 2 straights to just basically draft the person along, kind of like Daytona like drafting. But when you get to Oldham Park, there's less drafting. It's more about cornering and getting your exits right, and that's much harder to do than just obviously getting the speed out of exits corners to try and get people.
Yeah, we can see here, it was the optical green guys there. We go back to Pete Newman, currently still on pole on a 56.73. Steve Hefford is only 800ths back on a 56.81, and he is 2 minutes remaining. I will say the guys have done 9 laps already. We're expecting a 15-minute race. We're looking at maybe a good 16 laps here tonight, Tyler. That's just insane. It's, we normally get 7 to 9, but we're 15 laps here of this racing is just going to be incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think the most laps currently on track is Roger, who has 11 and a half laps currently, going towards his finishing his fast one now. It's extremely long in terms of laps, but obviously not as long as it's obviously the same time, but it looks longer because of the time. Like we watched when we did some practice yesterday, we had 30 odd laps in like a 20 or 40 minute race, and we had to notice at the end how many laps it was. It's ridiculous. It's extremely weird how you put a minute laps into a series. It makes it look so much longer and also makes it look so much harder to make mistakes.
It's not generally though, the mistakes don't really appear, do they? We had one where I think it was last season where race 1, 2 and 3 were fairly clean, and then race 4 kind of went hell to leather, didn't it? And everybody was giving it a good old go and trying their hardest to sort of really get themselves involved, and we had a few incidents, and but generally within this series they're not mistake worthy, are they? They kind of end up sort of tangled up if somebody's made contact or something, and that's not always their fault either.
Yeah, the biggest issue with close racing is it depends how much netcode allows it. I know it's not great to talk about it with iRacing, but it is a factor in iRacing that netcode sometimes does create incidents. You can be the cleanest driver in the world, and then you have an unlucky moment, and it causes netcode, and that causes chaos on the track. And with how often race 4 descended into chaos last season and just started being the madman world, I imagine a Monza straight that's going to be end up being a big one as a matter of thinking. It's kind of the tone alike at the end.
Definitely. Martin Sampson, good evening, young sir. I hope you're well this evening, and I hope your racing is going well. Currently, oh yes, you are qualified in 3rd. Well, you're in 3rd currently with 26 seconds remaining. So I hope you're well, Martin. I hope you're having a fabulous Tuesday, as you always do, I'm sure. As we can see the 3 Momo guys there together. And there is the current championship leader, Elise Main, leading the championship. Yes, you heard me right. Elise Main is leading the championship. Puck, you made it before the end. How are you, Puck? Welcome in, dear sir, as we've come to the end of qualifying, so we will bring you up the grid very shortly. I will speed read because they do like to get on the grid quickly. Pete Newman in 1st, Steve Hefford in 2nd, Martin Sampson in 3rd, Pete Van Gaal in 4th, Carl Jacklett is in 5th, Jamie Ayres in 6th, Elise Main in 7th, Charles Kellerman in 8th, Roger Morton in 9th, Darrell Wright down in 10th place, Craig Jones in 11th, Dale Bennison in 12th, Steve Hanston 13th, Mick Barry 14th, Craig Crawford 15th, Andy Littler is in 16th place. Sir Alan Toon is down in 17th, Will Currington in 18th, Andy Maxwell in 19th place. So there you go. Woo! As we can see, Jamie Ayres there on the screen currently, and there is Martin Sampson as well. Pete Van Gool is on track 2. So it's going to be definitely an exciting one. Stay tuned. Grab some popcorn, guys, and get settled down, because we're going to be here now. We're just waiting for Steve Hansford on to get on track, and we're going to be green very shortly. We will flick forward to Pete Newman as the lights are going to be coming on, and then they're going to be going out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are away for round 2, heat 1, live from Monza Junior here in Italy. And as always, I'm James Parfitt, and we'll bring you all the action as we go down into turn 1 there. Steve Efford giving it a big old chunk there. Gets it through and stays in second place. Martin Sampson in third. Pete Van Gool in fourth. Carl Jacklett in fifth place there. So far so good, Tyler. Nobody's got any issues.
Yeah, everyone made it through clean there. A couple lost out at the start and a couple gained at the start. Well, mainly Will has gained the most at the start. But yeah, it was very slow start from Efford, but he just sent it into turn 1, and that meant that they had to give way, and that meant he got his second back.
Yeah, he definitely did there. You can see it on board with Martin Sampson as we come round to the end of lap 1 already. Puck, fine, thanks, and on time this week. Yes, you are, dear sir. You're on time, ready for the 4 races this evening. 15 minutes, guys. Do not forget, as we see Pete Van Gool have a little bit of a blink there on his internet early on there. Currently in, Carl Jacklett is taking 4th place from Martin Sampson. Is he going to be looking at the inside of Van Gool? He's not. He's hit the brakes and lost that again. Martin Sampson going around the outside of Pete Van Gool, and does he make the move as they disappear up now? They go round into turn 3 side by side. Carl Jacklett, Jamie Ayres is having a battle. Roger Morton. Oh, Elise Main's going down the order. That's why Elise Main's in the wall. Oh, your championship leader is in the wall and has gone all the way down to the back of the field here on lap 2. Well, poor Elise there, Tyler. Not ideal, but then again, we are quite early on in the race.
Yeah, we can have a look back at the incident now over the screen. 1 second, there we go. So we're going to the car, we're going to turn 3 here. Going side by side with another car. I think
oh no, just too, yeah, too much
Luckily,
power.
All she has to do is gain back 2 positions, and then she'll be starting first next race. So she has that to go for. It's just a matter of getting into positions and getting more crashes, stay in there and just knuckle down, really.
Yeah, I'm sure Elise Main will put the effort in now and try and catch up to the back. Currently in 19th, and literally, unfortunately, on my time and tower, I got about 6 seconds off Alan Toon, who was at the back. So Elise has really got to try and put the effort in and try and get up onto the back of that man. Car number 65, we can see at the back side of the track. And there comes Elise Main. Got to gain 2 positions to try and get on to pole position. Top 17 reverse, as we see Mick Barry and Craig Jones as these guys going round turn 4. And we're starting coming on to lap 4 already. And wow, that has just been absolutely incredible. The 2 there, safeguard by results drivers. Will Currington has got car number 84, which is downright beside him there. Will trying to tow Mick Barry, currently going down the straight and coming into turn 1. Mick's trying to go up the inside of Craig Jones. Mick's gone on. Oh, Tyler, Mick's gone on.
Yeah, it looks to have been a bit of a late break in there. Maybe doing what I mentioned a little bit and just forgetting about the corner and trying to go into turn 1 of the normal track.
Yeah, he's unfortunately for Mick Barry. But that's good for Elise Main, now up into 18th. So 1 more position to go. And she's going to get pole in the next race, so that's going to be exciting. But again, it's come down to 5.5 seconds. It's going to be a bit of a mission for Elise, I'm not going to lie. She's going to have to really go some here, but I think there could be movement up front with Newman and Hefford. Tyler literally being 0.18 seconds apart coming down into turn 1.
Yeah, Hefford's not got any support at the moment. I think Van Gaal fell behind Jacklett and Sampson. Had to battle back, but yeah, Hefford seems to went for it there. Bit of block from Pete, so obviously Pete doesn't want to lose him to first position.
He definitely does not want to lose first as these guys come round second. Hefford there getting a little bit of a slow exit. Unfortunately, that's put him into the hands of Martin Sampson. Will Currington here, you can see in front there with the red wheels, bright red wheels, is Will Currington, car number 68. And also Craig Jones tucked up right behind for the Results Clothing iRacing team. Craig had a good round last week, so if you haven't watched it back, it's definitely worth going and watching that back now, as Craig Jones is heading down in beside Will Currington coming into turn 4. Is he going to send it out the inside? Is Will going to give him room? He is, but there's Darryl Wright right in front of us, literally excused to punt Tyler, not letting him back through.
Yeah, he's definitely safeguarding P9 there, but as we go into, as you see here, we're getting back at him. He's trying to not keep it.
Yeah, Will Currington trying to come.
Three wide into turn 1 here.
Yeah, there we go. This ain't going to work. Craig Jones is going to take the outside line. Darryl Wright's just got to send it in a little bit deeper. Oh, Craig. Oh, has he lost 2 positions? Oh, no, there's Martin Sampson. Oh, Martin Sampson on the exit of 3 has unfortunately dropped down into, well, he's still 13th, 14th. He's still in 13th. Is Andy Maxwell going to get him down in 14th as well? He's currently not. No. Yes, Mike Sampson is down in 14th place now. So let's have a look back and see what's been happening to Martin Sampson.
Just see he's batting for second at the moment, going into turn 3 again. Seems to be the problem corner so far, turn 3. There's been more spins than anyone else currently. Oh, he got wide into the corner.
Was that grass?
Was there any contact there?
It was either that or there was grass on the outside. It looked like there was grass on the left-hand side that maybe Martin Sampson hit. And unfortunately for Martin, that's put him way down the order here as we have a look. Did Martin Sampson hit the right-hand grass? Yes.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Bird's eye view. Hey, guys, how's the race going? Says Platinum Racing League. It's going really well. We're in heat 1. 8 minutes remaining and we're on lap 7 from Monza Junior, and poor Martin Sampson has disappeared down the order and is now down in 14th place. Elise has pulled the gap down to 4 seconds. So don't forget, she's got one more position to run and then she will be on pole for the reverse. But this is Jamie Ayres, Carl Jacquelet, Pete Van Gaal, Roger Morton and Charles Kellerman battling out at the short, sharp straight here this evening for round 1. I find this track, right, really lends itself to kind of hell to leather racing, Tyler. You know, you can see it here that it's very short. You got 57 seconds, and that's it. Your lap's done.
Yeah, probably the battle of the late breakers. Really, it's who's got the bravest right foot into turn 1. So he's got to make sure they're able to get in there and able to just like outbreak the person they're battling. Really, and it's so far so good for Jamie Ayres now as he goes into turn 1 and keeps position with Jacquelet. I was mentioning earlier that Jacquelet is back this season. It's making a lot of pressure for the teams to try and stay with their teammates. And right now it's stopping the Momo guys grouping up and taking on Pete Newman.
Yeah, Jamie Ayres goes in deep into turn 4. Pete Van Gaal's trying to follow him through, but Jamie Ayres went in deep there. Pete now tucked up right behind him. Carl Jacquelet's on the inside. No support from anybody there for the other optical red, as we saw. Elise Main is down the back. At the moment, we're on the nose with Pete Van Gaal. This is how close we are to Jamie Ayres as we're going down into turn 1. Is there going to be contact? There is contact with Jacquelet and Ayres. Does Jacquelet manage to hold it? He does, but is there going to be contact again? Oh, that was close. I thought they were both going to end up going off there.
Yeah, that brought Wheelbang into a whole new level there, didn't it? I think at some points car was even 45 degrees out of steering angle, just trying to save it. It was good save, good to keep on track, and it's good to not see him fall out of the line like that. It's great to see him stay on the track.
Elise Main now, story at the moment is Elise Main leading the championship, spun out in turn 3 and he went all the way down to the back of the field. She needs to be in 17th place and has got a 1.95 second gap to 17th to take pole because of the reverse grid. So there you go. Platinum Racing, how are you this evening? Hope you're having a wonderful time. I bet that's probably our boy there, Tyler. Dan Peoples jumping in chat. As we can see Van Gaal just bumping along Jamie Ayres into turn 1. Oh, they're 3 wide. Oh no! Roger Morton, Carl Jacquelet in the barrier. Here comes everybody else. Oh, Darryl Wright just misses him. Oh, that could have been absolutely chaos, couldn't it?
Yeah, the issue with short tracks is that everyone's close together and there's not usually much space to get out of the drift like that. So I imagine when they heard their spotter or their yellow flags and saw the cars up ahead, they were terrified seeing them come back on track.
Yeah, I definitely would be myself there as well. Mick Barry is all the way down in 19th at the moment. There did Mick have an incident earlier on? Yeah, he did. He went straight on in turn one, didn't he? Yeah,
yes,
he missed.
They were going 3 wide. I believe,
Yeah,
well,
he missed a turn into turn one. But Hefford and Newman still having this battle. These guys, don't forget, you know, they got an average IR of 5.4k between the two of them, and that's their average. And that's me doing quick maths. So 5.4k. The racing looks incredible, says our boy Dan Beebles in chat. Yes, it is absolutely incredible racing in this MX5 UK SimRacers League live here on the YouTube channel. Don't forget, if you are here for the first time, subscribe, thumbs up, and turn on the bells for notifications. Where was Alan Toon off to?
He went on the same trip that Mick Barry went on by looks at down turn 1, which means that at least he's now 17th.
Oh, well, at least Main, 17th position, and has got a gap of about, is that 1 second? No, 0.14. So Elise is tucked up behind Craig Crawford. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one and see how that materialises. Is Newman going to take this dive down into turn 1 with 4 minutes remaining? He isn't. Jamie Ayres has gone up the inside of Van Gaal, and that's put him back into third. Here is another Craig Jones manoeuvre. That's going to be from over Will Currington. Who's that? Martin Sampson and Roger Morton again.
I wasn't sure who it was, but someone went extremely far in and just tagged both cars and took them both out.
Let's have a look back at the let's have a look back. I'm going to presume that might have been the Alan Toon.
No, I believe this was actually, I think it might be Roger Morton actually.
Roger Morton here coming down into turn 1. There is Martin Sampson. Sampson on the brakes. Morton didn't get it done. Tag Sampson. And there he is. He goes round. Was that at the hands of Kellerman though? That was Alan Toon, I believe. Was that at the hands, or was that Dale Bennison? It actually might have been. As we can see here for the racing. So there is Dale Bennison. Yes, Dale Bennison at car number 57. That's Steve Hansford.
Steve Hansford.
Oh, well, now where's he going? Dale, that's an exit road. Elise Main now up into 14th. So Elise Main in 14th place. Here is Pete Newman and Steve Hefford on the left-hand side. Going down into turn 4 as we're coming around 2.5 minutes. We're going to get another 2, maybe 3 laps from these guys. I think 1, 2, yeah, possibly 3 laps from these guys as they're side by side going down turn 1. The choppers put us behind the trees, but we're back out in the opening again. Hefford's on the wrong side here, really, Tyler. He needs to kind of be on the inside, doesn't he?
Yeah, Peter showed nothing against us going straight in the turn 1, proper sending it and having really late brakes. I think Kevin needs to find a way to counter that as fast as possible to have a chance, or cut back like he's attempting to do now by the looks of it.
Yeah, as he's coming around turn 1, we go to the left of 2, round to 3, and then we're off again. Unless Newman's going to give up that inside into 4, into the parabolica, he's not going to get it. But there is Main. Main has just sent it up the inside of Will Currington from so far back, she went on her own FedEx bus. There you go, Elise Main. There's a FedEx in her car, forward to Will Currington, and is now in 12th place. Absolutely amazing recovery so far from Elise Main.
Yeah, I feel a little bit for Currington, honestly. He got up 15 places, got to like P5, and then unfortunately was just caught in a couple of incidents now and has gone back down to P13 again. But he's going strong so far, and so is Elise. Elise getting back in there. I imagine it's quite demotivating after spinning at the start of the race, but you always know that people are going to have the same issues as you have, so you just stay in there, knuckle down, and then eventually you get in position from everyone else fighting, which is what happened today. Yeah,
Elise Main there on track. There is that Hefford. Newman Bell. Again, Hefford not being able to get the line he wants. So there you go. Something, Dad told me to say something. All right, Jake, what are you going to say? Anything exciting? How are you, young sir? Hope you're well. So Jake joining us in chat. As you can see on the top of the screen, the AMS is led by Craig Jones currently, who's first in the AMS, 6th overall. And then we've got Pete Newman currently out in front. Only Justo 0.21. They are side by side going round fourth corner. And more importantly, Heffern's got the inside line. Heffern's got the inside line. This should be it for the last lap. Can Heffern hold that inside line? Ian's going to hug that wall as much as my little girl hugs her teddy bear going to bed. I'll tell you that much, because he's going to want that inside line into turn 1, which will just about, if he can hold it. Here he goes. Oh, is he going to keep it? He's kept it. Is Newman going to send it around the outside to try and get it again? But if Heffern can hold the inside into 3. Oh, Tyler, this is it now. This is it. Is the run. Heffern's got slow. Newman's out in front. Heffern tucks in behind him again. Newman's going to take the inside line now again. Heffern was slow out that corner. Lost that inside line, and now Newman's going to get it.
Yeah, Newman stuck in there around turn 1 into turn 2. He had the wherewithal to stay in there, stay next to them, and it made him extremely good position for turn 2. Unfortunately, Heffern's not had the confidence to do that yet, but I imagine going into this lap, he knows he has to send it now towards the end. Yeah,
as we go down now to the line, who's going to get this? Is it going to be Newman? Is it going to be Heffern? It's Newman! Newman takes the victory in race 1, followed by Van Gaal, followed by Ayres, followed by Kellerman. Darrell Wright is going to come across the line in 6th place. Craig Jones in 7th, and Andy Maxwell down in 8th. Jacqueline in 9th after being involved with 2 incidents.
Jacqueline had incident on the last lap that got him down 4 places.
Yeah, let's have a look at the Carl Jacqueline incident there.
I think that's 3 wides that might have caused the issue.
He went down, so we go 3 wide again into turn 1. That is Darrell Wright. Oh, Jacqueline goes in deep. Look at that. He goes in deeper than a deep sea diver in water. Look at that. Carl Jacqueline goes in and unfortunately misses out there as well. I'm doing well, thanks, James. Good, chick. Good. I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday evening. Right, let's bring you up the results from race 1, which was won by Pete Newman from Steve Heffern by 0.025 of a second. Pete Van Gaal in 3rd, Jamie Ayres in 4th, Charles Kellerman in 5th. Darrell Wright is in 6th place, Craig Jones in 7th, Andy Maxwell in 8th, Carl Jacqueline in 9th, Steve Hansford in 10th, Martin Sampson is 11th, Lee Smain down in 12th, Mick Barry 13th, Craig Crawford 14th, Andy Littler 15th, Roger Morton there in 16th place, Will Currington down in 17th, Dal Benison 18th, Sir Alan Toon rounds out the top 19 there as well. Okay, so that was a start that we were expecting to the racing this evening. You know, we were expecting Pete Newman, Steve Heffern to be up front. They got the front in qualifying. It's not going to be the same for race 2, though, is it? They're going to be further back in the grid now.
Yeah, they will be starting 16th and 17th, which is a extremely nerve-wracking place to start when you know you want to faster cars, because you want to make positions but you don't want to hit anybody. I was going to point out, we're saying about how good the racing, how close it is here. Even in race 1, we had 0.02 second gap between 1st and 2nd after 16 laps. It just shows how brilliant the racing here is and how brilliant it's going to carry on going into the next races.
Yeah, so we have gone into a warm-up, guys. This does give the drivers, the opportunity to go and run off to the toilet and do whatever they would like. Pete Van Gaal, brave! Do you know how hard it is to do that properly, Pete? You know what I mean? You have to type something else. So there you go. And but I think if race 1's anything to go by, I think race 2 is just going to be absolutely incredible. I just, such a short track is going to bring such close racing from these guys, and you know, Monza Junior, it's just going to be epic, isn't it? I just can't wait. I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I thought traffic was going to be the biggest part of this race, but no, it seems to be the bravery on the brakes that seems to be the biggest part. Because we've seen Pete sending it into turn 1, just being as safe as possible and just trying to keep that line. And we've seen other people running wide. Mick Barry, for once, for example, was going on turn 1. It's Sir Alan Toon as well. It's a difficult track to get right. You know, it's quite a short track. I was going to point out, by the way, I said that you wouldn't deafen everyone, but obviously you just gone and done it again just for your amusement.
Yeah, oh my God, James, my ears. I think that was my reading out Pete Van Gaal's there in the my best high voice that I could possibly do. So there you go. Unfortunately, hey Dan, you'll be fine. Turn the volume down. Don't you worry about it. But don't turn it down too much so you listen to the sultry sounds of my voice. Now, we are joined by our regular interviewer after race 1. Steve Hefford has joined us in the booth. As pleasure as it always every Tuesday, Steve. How are you, young sir?
Not bad. Bit warm, but yeah, good. You?
I'm the same as you, mate. I'm sitting here in a shirt and a pair of shorts. It's a rocking the styles, mate.
I'm going topless tonight. I've got 5 fans aimed at myself.
Topless?
Topless with 5 fans, yeah. Just imagine that while you're watching me going
I
around.
don't really want to. Not an image that we love there, but there you go. Honesty from Steve, as always. Okay, so when you got the inside line on the last lap, we thought you had it.
yeah. It was it's tough. It's tough. It's hard to know what to do. I weighed him up. I spent the first half of the race trying to help the guys out behind to get them past. But then once the draft was gone, I thought, right, I'll have a little play. So I tried a few different lines with Pete. It's not often you get a chance to just take it too wide up the front without worrying about losing time, But yeah, it's proper difficult. I mean, I tried a few different lines, but Pete's like, he's on it anyway. You know what I mean? It's like as good as it can be, kind of thing. So you've got to be really on it to get the draft right. But it was really close at the end. It was a good, enjoyable race. Yeah, I think shedding clothing helped keep my lap times down.
Do you reckon that's what it was? Were they adding extra weight to the car?
More streamlined, yeah.
Yeah, more aerodynamic.
Mm.
Well, I like your way of thinking, mate. I've got to be honest, But we're going into race 2 now. Now, this circuit, we looked at nearly 15, 16 laps in the last one, 58 second laps, 56 second laps for the guys at the front. You're going to be down in 16th. Okay, so we've got top 17 reverse. You're going to be down in 16th. This circuit just lends itself, I feel, to hell to leather. You've just got to go for it.
Definitely. The last time we were here, I'd been naughty the week before, so I had a back of the grid in race 1, and then I had a pit lane start in races 2 and 3, and I came top for the night. So the draft is plentiful. The art is keeping out of trouble because it's difficult, especially through the turns 1, wiggly bit there. It's easy to get caught up in other people's accidents or misjudge someone not being on it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's a fine line. So keep out of trouble again as usual. I said that last week, didn't I?
Yeah.
What happened? so yeah, just try and keep out of trouble. Keep your car straight because you need. Once you've got a little bit of damage, if you can see damage on the car, then you're slow.
I think that's the thing as well. Now, obviously, we saw Mick Barry go straight on in turn 1 after I think he just completely missed the corner. Alan Toon as well was involved in some incidents. So there was some sort of mad action going on at the back there. But for you coming up into race 2, 16th place, you're in VR as well. You're very hot. You got no clothing on, and you're sweating. You're going to be wringing wet after this race, aren't you?
Well, the idea is if I keep myself cool enough and keep the sweat never builds up, it never gives it a chance. So if I can cool the blood going down to my feet and back up again, it's like a radiator for a car, isn't it? So
yeah, well,
it's not so bad if I keep. Yeah, I've got lots of fans, so.
You just got to keep cool, haven't you, at the end of the day, and try and stay out of trouble. And remember, turn 1 is there. I feel there may have been a couple of corners, people tonight that just completely forgot where they were, and just run straight on, unfortunately. But
yeah, it's easily done. Yeah, especially if you're offline. But yeah, that white wall is what you need to keep fixed on.
Yeah, it's definitely. Go on, Tyler.
Were the fans a product of the VR, or was the VR a product of the fans? Which should you get first?
VR really, but then the fans become a necessity. Even in winter, they're a necessity because the heat builds up and you just feel claustrophobic. Actually, I've got some fans on the front of I use the index, and there's a gap in the front, so I've even got a couple of little fans in there that suck the heat out of the headset. So
I'm gonna steal that idea.
yeah, chill decks are called.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that. Actually, that's a smart idea.
Because you
Yeah,
race in
chill.
VR as well, don't you, Tyler?
Yes, I made the mistake of doing the Spa 24 hours last year in
Okay,
VR, and that was brutal, to say the least.
yeah. I have a tall remote controlled tower fan that you can alter you can turn it around so you can aim it at yourself with the remote and speed it up and stuff, and that gives a nice curtain of air straight at you, And then I have one on each side, like a clip on. One above me at the minute, a battery one down on my head because that gets quite hot. And a battery one on the floor pointing at me, so I'm surrounded by them.
Don't spill water, Steve. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Does the kidney that you have to sell for the power make me all right? Or...
Yeah, you gotta be looking at being very productively careful there, Steve, with no water around you at that point by the sounds of all these fans that you've got plugged in.
I start swerving side to side and then figure out what's happened.
All right, mate. DM me your address. I'll get ready to send the ambulance round.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. We got 1 minute left. Steve, we'll let you get on and get ready for race 2.
See you later. Bye.
Bye. Now that seems a lot of work to race in VR. Tyler, I've got to be honest.
I can say that, but once you start racing in VR, it's so hard to go back to monitors, especially if you don't have the Shiver monitor set up. It makes it extremely difficult to go back. You're so used to seeing left and right the second you can. You're used to getting really into the racing when you're battling side by side with somebody. It's a brilliant way to race, but that being said, I don't think doing it tonight will be my idea.
No, I can't. I can't. It's too hot. I'm sweating out just sitting here talking about the racing. So there you go. But don't forget, guys, as well, what's going to happen is after this race, we will swap sessions over to the next session. So you just bear with us. We will play some music and have a BRB screen. But we will swap sessions there while the next session comes up. We will be ready to go. And then we'll bring you that for race 3. And then the same thing will happen for race 3 to race 4. Because of the reverse and the way the grid works here on this series, obviously we do need to change sessions. So we're going to bring you up the grid of race 2. Here, Will Currington will be in first place. Roger Morton in second. Andy Littler is in third. Craig Crawford fourth. Mick Barry fifth. Elise Mainley in sixth. Martin Sampson 7th, Steve Hansford 8th, Carl Jaglet 9th, Andy Maxwell 10th, Craig Jones 11th, Darryl Wright 12th, Charles Kellerman 13th, ABS 14th, Pete Van Gogh 15th, Everett 16th, Newman 17th, Benison 18th, 2 19th. Go, done. Just before Darryl Wright gets on the grid. So there you go. There is Will Currington there. They do like to get on the grid early, guys, so I do have to have a little bit of a speed read of
We should
the
call
grid.
it the grid wrap from now on.
The grid wrap.
Yes.
Right, here we go. Heat 2 underway right about now, and Will Currington there got a start he needed to head down into turn 1, hopefully without any dramas. Newman's up 2. Hansford, he's gone down the order. He's down in 9 places already as Elise Main's tucking up the inside of Mick Barry. Martin Sampson's gone off track again. Martin, the track goes right at turn 1. So Martin Sampson, car number 80 there, just unfortunately got off track again. So currently further down the order, everybody's made it round apart from Martin Sampson this time. Tyler, no issues. Pete Newman up 2. He's got a tall ass for 15th.
Yeah, you might have to bring in Martin to remind him for race 3 and race 4 to see if he can just make sure he remembers where turn 1 is for the next couple of times. But yeah, Steve Hefford and Pete looks to be locked in a battle instead of passing other cars, which is not ideal from this one. But everyone got away clean. It's a matter of who gained more, really. At least got to 3rd place, which is a brilliant first lap.
Yeah, Elise Main in 3rd there has got Craig Crawford tucked up right behind us. These guys heading down into turn 1. There's Newman and Hefford. Hefford, look at that, using Newman to the best of his ability. Pete Van Gogh is trying to get away. There goes Martin Sampson again into turn 1. Van Gogh on the inside. Martin Sampson on the out there as well. Got Craig Jones, car number 29. He's involved with a mix with Hefford and Newman as these guys heading round 3. Newman's going to want that inside line. Craig Jones does not really want to give it to him if he can. But that is Craig there surviving this time around as we're coming up to the end of lap 2. 13.5 minutes remaining. Pete Newman from the Pure Sims esports team is currently down in 13th place. Elise Main, leader of the championship, is up 3. She is currently in 3rd. So there you go. It's all for Mains to lose now, Tyler. She's got to try and press forward. She's got to break that draft to Craig Crawford, isn't she, to try and give herself an opportunity to move forward.
Yeah, somewhat luckily for Maine, she managed to get away from Mick and Crawford at least a bit. And it's not above a second, but it's above like the gaps behind. It's kind of nice being away from most of the battling because it means you can kind of settle in your own race a little bit instead of to battle everyone else. Like you can see on the screen right now.
Yeah, Jacqueline's just gone under the inside of Barry. There is Maxwell trying to make that move as well. Newman is still down in 12th. Hefford's still down in 13th. Littler down in 15th place. There, Andy Littler has gone down the order. Is that right? Minus 12 already. So Andy Littler there, a bit of a rough start. As is, I've got him down minus 12. I don't think that can be correct. I don't think he's lost 12 places already.
For a brief look back in the SDK, it does seem to be correct. He lost a couple of places at the start and then just got past by everyone. I'm quite somewhat proud of Jones there. He's managed to stay in front of Hedford and Newman for 3 laps with them breathing down his neck. I imagine that was quite a scary moment for him as well.
Yeah, Craig Jones, unfortunately, he's now been passed by Pete Newman, is now in 11th place. Jamie Ayres is being pushed along by Martin Sampson as these guys coming down into turn 1. Van Gogh is in the Mick Barry there in the mix as well. Jamie Ayres trying to take that inside line into 1 to get that run out through turn and 3. 2 and 3, sorry. Martin Sampson is side by side. He's side by side with Charles, that's not Martin Sampson, that is, yes, Andy Maxwell. I almost called you Charles Kellerman there. There is Kellerman there, car number 67. Further back in the order, Will Currington, Roger Morton, and Elise Main, 1.3 seconds back, who's got Carl Jacklett there, only 0.36 back from him. I think Hefford's made the move past Jones, if I'm not mistaken, behind you. Hefford has made the move past Jones. Finally, Craig Jones, big moment there, put him under pressure from Charles Kellerman. I was going to bring you in then, Tyler, but Craig Jones had a big old wiggle on as we jump forward to Pete Van Gogh, who's taken Craig Crawford now and has got Carl Jacklett next on his sights as these guys head down into turn 1. Pete Van Gogh already lap 5, up 10 places.
Yeah, it's a great start from Pete. We criticised him last season for not passing as much as he could have done, being a bit too careful on the start of races, and he's definitely set at the heart this time round because he set 10 places in 5 laps.
Yeah, he's definitely gone for it this week as Pete Van Gogh. Absolutely amazing driving from him, up 10. Currently already Carl Jacklett up 5. We've already spoken about Maine, she's up 3. Pete Newman now is up 6. He's on the move as well as Steve Hefford up 4. So you can see the gainers on the left-hand side there. Tells you where they're at. And the only Craig Crawford down 4, Barry down 4, and Jones down 3. As we can see Craig Crawford now trying to take the outside line from Martin Sampson, who's tucked up right behind Jamie Ayres on that inside line. And where is Craig going to go here at this moment in time? If you're going 3 wide down into turn 1, Tyler, what would you do?
Back out, I think it's the term I'd use, at least for the first few laps. Oh, he's to the side there. That's Jamie Ayres.
Jamie Ayres. He's got bent wheel, bent front left. That's not going to do him any favours. That car does not look great. No, it's not turning there. Look, the front left is absolutely done for. And
like when I drive it.
Yeah, Jamie Ayres in the pits there. Well, I'm going to be doing that tomorrow night, so that's going to be exciting. As we can see, Craig Crawford here in 11th. Steve Hefford still behind him. Charles Kellerman trying to look at the inside line in Parabolica. Got the job done. Is Craig Jones going to follow him through? Elise Main has got the gap down up front. Please, if we can go forward. There is Elise Main now behind Roger Morton's got Carl Jacklett behind her. As they guys come down into turn 1. Elise there from the United States of America. Climbing all over the back of the Englishman. That is Roger Morton. Going down into turn 1, Newman again and Hefford. Oh, Maxwell! The door was wide open. Hefford had a right to take that position. And I don't know if Andy Maxwell didn't see him then Tyler or just made the move too late.
Yeah, I think maybe he's looking at his mirrors. He was too concerned with trying to stay with Pete a little bit. Just to go back to, I feel like I'm after Craig Crawford there. He got a bit boxed out by the Jamie Ayres crash and now he's down 6 places, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it's extremely close at the moment. It's good seeing Elise up there again. keeping straight. It's not just a flash in the pan last week, it's consistency.
Yep, definitely on that one. So now up into second place, gets the job done over Roger Morton. Going into Parabolica and is now tucked up behind Will Currington. Can she use Will Currington to stay ahead of Roger Morton? Can Carl Jacklett use Roger Morton to get ahead of Roger Morton? But here we go now. Van Gogh, they got free wide. No! No! That's double! That's trouble! Newman! Newman, everybody! Elise Main! Oh, Maxwell! Oh no! Sampson, Maxwell, Jones, Kellerman, Crawford, Main, Morton. Oh, Newman looks like he's done for as well. Oh no! There's Steve Hansford. Oh, can we have another look back and see where that one started, please?
I feel like I'm a return of a jinx at this point.
Oh, I know. We've just said how well. Here it starts here. Carl Jacklett and Roger Morton behind her. Contact once, in he goes. Contact again, in he goes. And that, unfortunately, spins Main round. There goes Newman into the barrier. Sampson as well. Crawford, Barry. Maxwell gets tagged by Main. She's trying to get it back on track. Crawford's gone through. Main has managed to get the car back on track, but is now down in 15th place. Oh, Elise Main. How upset would you be, Tyler, at that one? Was that avoidable, first off?
Yeah, but I don't think it's much Elise could have done about it, unfortunately. I think the only thing she could have done it better was not reversing back, but I understand why she did it. She was trying to make space on either lane for cars to come through, because cars couldn't come through safely on the inside, which is trying to get space, but went back a bit too far and hit Maxwell, which is unfortunate. But yeah, there's not much you can do about that. Unfortunately, it's very frustrating because you're having a good race, you're getting up there, and then suddenly you're in an incident that it's not anything to do with you, and you get tagged twice, and then you're spun around. It's unfortunate.
The weirdest thing is that involved Carl Jacklett, which is her teammate.
Yeah, and Carl's completely fine about it as well.
Yeah,
It's kind of strange.
Carl's car is completely okay, and he's just going down into turn one there. Got it very deep, unfortunately. Didn't hold the place from Will Currington, but does allow Pete Van Gogh up into first place currently at the moment. As here we are on lap 10, 5 minutes remaining. There we go. That is Dale Bennison. Elise Main is tucked up behind Andy Littler. So may get the opportunity to catch and pass, but we see...
Past, I believe.
Yeah, so it's just got past Andy Littler. So Dale Bennison, there he is up the road. And he's on the next tire. We will bring you back up with the intervals, guys, as we see Carl Jacklett making a move past the Will Currington and Parabolica. There you go.
I just want to say there, Carl did learn the lesson at least. He didn't send it free wide then. He backed out a little bit and got the comeback. So it was good. That's a good move. You learnt from your mistake at least there. That's good.
Well, yeah, I bet Elise Main could have done that about a lap and a half ago. I don't know that much. Do you know what I mean? They're in the same voice chat, so I'm sure that would be, an interesting conversation. As you can see, Andy Maxwell, Craig Jones, and Mick Barry as they head down into turn one there. For these guys getting the job done behind Andy Maxwell is Charles Kellerman, car number 67. There is car number 57. That is Hansford. Then Pedersen. Here is Main on the recovery. Back through again. Elise Main's even in this evening. Spin, recover. Accident, not her own fault. Recover. She's got all the work to do, Tyler, again.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I do feel like a bit of a jinx that she was doing fine until I said she was doing really well, and then suddenly it's all chaos instantly.
Yeah, we're going to blame you. So if she jumps into the interview booth, it's all down on you.
It reminds me of Philip Island, I think it was last year, where I mentioned something in your ear. Every time I mentioned it, it happened right away. It was
that was what that was.
Talk the entire time.
Yeah, one of the circuits. I can't remember which one was that Daytona.
I think
or
it was
Interlagos?
Philip Island. I think it was Philip Island, but I'm not entirely certain. I'm sure somebody remembers
Oh,
it. Was
yeah, that was just absolutely chaos. We see Mick Barry, Craig Jones, Charles Kellerman, Andy Maxwell there. Andy Maxwell taking a very deep line going into turn one. But yes, if you haven't watched any of last season, they are on the YouTube channel, guys. Bots up ready for you to watch back. There was, I'm sure it might have been Phillip Island, because every time we said about it, or every time I said about it, or every time you whispered it in my ear, something went wrong, didn't it?
Yeah, and then we eventually got our we got our celebration towards the end until Argos when Mick Barry won. You deafened the entire crowd.
Mick, that was just incredible racing from Mick Barry. I tell you what, I loved every single minute of that, and I've got to be honest, that was my highlight of last season. Mick Barry, the AM, taking the overall win in the race. As we can see here, Will Currington still battling with Jacklett. Is Jacklett going to send it up the inside? He is. The corner's there to take if he can tighten it up enough. Carl Jacklett, car number 42. Currington can come around the outside line as they go left for free. But here is Andy Maxwell. He's got up the inside of Mick Barry. Mick Barry remembered turn one, just run a little bit in too deep. Now it's Optical Green versus Results Clothing iRacing team here on the UK SimRacers YouTube channel, and ready to go now as they head down into the last coming down in that long straight into Parabolica. As we can see, Martin Sampson, Steve Hefford. There you go, Steve is through. That is Hefford up 12 places. Sampson's got to be looking at coming back down in turn one, surely.
You think so? It's draft at the moment. He's got a good exit. You can see Hefford going on the inside there to defend. Learnt from the issues with Newman last race trying to get through. Now using it against Sampson.
Yeah, Hefford on the right hand side goes down into turn one. He's got the inside line. There should be job done from Steve Hefford, and it is. So well done to you, sir. He is through. Oh, Craig Jones just got done by Andy Maxwell. Left the door wide open. Andy Maxwell, like a thief, come in and rob that position away from Jones there. Says thank you very much. Oh, just as I was about to praise him, gets a big old slide on with his rear left tyre over the grass. Story of our evening so far there, Tyler. Talk about them and they spin, as we can see there. Who's that? Andy Littler. Was that Andy? No, that was Alan Toon. Just going into the barrier sideways there, unfortunately. At least Main now got past Hansford. Now up into 11th, Craig Crawford next in line. So there is at least Main. And we've got 2 laps. This one and one more, I believe, remaining before we head in to the final lap. Now, you know, final lap of the race. You are Pete Van Gaal. You got Carl Jacklett right behind you. How do you play it?
I think you just keep going as you are. I mean, you're second ahead. There's no draft. You just stay in there. You're just keeping calm. You try not to spin at turn 3 like a couple of cars have been doing so far. You try and remember turn 1's there. It's one important thing to do. But yeah, I'm enjoying this battle between Optical Green and Result Clothing, by the way, as well. It's quite thrilling.
Yeah, Optical Green are unfortunately losing out to Results Clothing iRacing team. Now we are coming in to the final lap of the race. Here we go across to see Pete Van Gaal. He's going to be capturing the white flag, which he has done now, and the white flag of the race. Will Currington is in second. Jacklett is in third. There is Hefford. There is Sampson.
I just want to show a quick replay as well after we've watched this battle into turn 1 of Will Currington and Carl Jacklett, because I think Jacklett run a bit wide and lost 0.6 of a second.
Okay, let's have a look now. Here we go, Will Currington, Carl Jacklett. This is coming up into Parabolica. If we look at the background, we might actually see Alan Toon go into the barrier. No, it doesn't. It goes. Oh, there was contact. There was contact, and that is why Carl Jacklett lost the place to Will Currington, as unfortunately put him further down the order. Hefford and Martin Sampson still going at it, but coming round now is going to be Pete Van Gaal. He's going to be taking the victory. There is Pete, car number 39. He's going to be taking this victory in race 2. Goes across the line, hugs the inside line anyway. You're not going to get done, sir. You are victory. Victory or victorious there, Tyler? Not quite sure on that one. Who's going to get it between the Hefford?
Sampson was victorious there.
Sampson got it over Hefford. Jones got it ahead of Maxwell, then Barry, then Kellerman. Main comes across the line in 10th. There is at least Main. Absolutely excellent recovery. Craig Crawford, Steve Hansford, Dale Benison, and Roger Morton. And Alan Toon coming across the line in 15th. Andy Littler in 16th. Is Darrell Wright still going? Yes, he is. Pete Newman in the pits, and so is Jamie Ayres in the pits as well. So there you go. That rounds out race 2. And let's bring you up the results from race 2 to see who is victorious. Victorious. Right, so we've got Pete Van Gaal. He is in first. Will Currington in second there. Carl Jacklett in third place. Martin Sampson in fourth. Steve Hefford in fifth. Craig Jones in sixth. Andy Maxwell in seventh. Mick Barry in eighth place. Charles Kellerman in ninth. Elise Main recovered back up to 10th place there. Craig Crawford in 11th. Steve Hansford in 12th. Dale Bennison in 13th. Roger Morton 14th. Alan Toome 15th. Andy Lettler 16th. Darrell Wright 17th, and Pete Newman, and also Jamie Ayres 18th and 19th there. So there you go. That rounds out Heat 2 as I'll switch back over to the other screen. Right, guys, there I am once again. Good evening to you. Right, we are going to be looking at changing sessions, and when the session appears, we will get going again. So keep an eye out for us. But for now, guys, we're going to jump onto a BRB screen, put you back in with music, and enjoy a quick break to get a cup of tea or a drink like I am going to do. And we shall see you all shortly. Right, guys, we are back with the action this evening, and I'm going to bring in your winner from race 2. Pete Van Gaal is going to join us in the booth this evening. Pete, how are you, young sir?
Evening, James. I'm doing all right, thank you.
You're doing all right. You just won a race, and that's all you got to say.
Aye, mate. It was a handful, I have to say. But once Will and Craig started fighting, I could just drive off into the distance.
Yeah.
This was the plan.
Was that the plan all along?
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was behind them, and then I was helping Carl getting so he could close the gap on Will again. But Carl was more in a fighting mood than in a working together mood.
Yeah.
So once I was able to pass both of them, I would just let them fight it out because I knew these guys were gonna keep fighting over position. But to be fair, if you want to win, you need to be close together. Especially you need to not fight, just concede a corner and give it, and then you can get it back on the straight again. So you can just stay there as a group. So I took a bit of advantage of those good two guys, battling for that position, so I could just do my laps.
Yeah, well, it was kind of helped by obviously Roger Morton, Carl Jacqueline, and Elise Main coming together as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that kind of, well, it produced a roadblock in turn 3, which unfortunately put Pete Newman into the barrier. And pretty much every man and his dog behind that decided that it was going to be a good idea to come around the corner and crash as well. I think there was about 6 or 7 cars were involved in that incident.
Ooh,
So,
really? Well, maybe Barney forgot his flags.
maybe he did, but there was a lot of people involved. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, it
It's a
was
shame.
Andy Maxwell come round, Pete Newman, Craig Crawford was all involved as well, and obviously Roger Morton and Elise Main. So there you go.
Well, yeah, on this track, you need to pick your battles and just don't go into turn 1 3 wide. That's just gonna solve all your problems.
Yeah, well, Puck says in chat, he says, yes, go Pete. He says.
That's my brother. He is.
He managed to make it on time this week, so
Yeah.
I did praise him for that after he missed it last week and then turned up in race 4, I think it was.
Yeah, I read it. Yeah.
So,
it's good to have him watching the stream. It's good to watch as well.
yeah, it's always nice when family members start getting involved and coming to support you guys, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More of the same, please, guys, if you are here on YouTube. More of the same. Let's have more family members involved. Now, we're coming into 2.5 minutes remaining of practice. You're out on track, driving around, if I'm not mistaken.
I am.
I am. I'm multitasking, James.
So, if you're following me around on the stream, there's a nice nifty shortcut through off the straight, and then you can go past the old stands here. You can go onto the old oval,
Well, I don't.
which is really good.
How far do you get before they kick you back out again?
No, you can go around. You can go around all the way until you hit. There's like a fire truck and an ambulance, but they are like see-through. You can drive straight through them, and you're back on the straight again. So you get to 2 bankings and the straight, and the bankings are really steep on this track.
Yeah.
And it's old asphalt because it's really bumpy, and you can just go round, and when you get off the second banking, you're just back on the straight again.
Now that's a very long way of doing it, don't you think?
Yes,
Is
it
this
won't
race
get
4
you.
or so way up? Oh,
So we can just go around here, and then all of a sudden there's a couple of trucks just standing here, which is scary the first time, but you can just drive straight through them.
Okay.
There we go.
Straight through the fire trucks.
please do not drive through your fire trucks in real life.
Yes.
No, please don't do that because in real life you're not allowed to get through.
We don't endorse it. It's professional driving here, so
Yeah.
professional people involved.
All right, mate. Well, thank you for taking us on that shortcut of the Monza circuit and the oval. But don't you think you better get back in ready to go again?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop back to the box, and I'll try and give you a good evening of racing again.
I'm sure you will, Pete. You take care, buddy.
All right, have fun.
Right. Well, there you go. I never actually knew that was possible. I wondered if that just counts as an off track in an official.
From what I can see, he did not get an off track on the system.
Did he
I don't know if
not?
it's accurate or not. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but yeah, by the looks of it, he did not get an off track from that.
So,
I reckon race 4, everyone has to go route.
do you think that would be any quicker though?
I think it's slower, but it'll be more fun to watch.
You reckon? I can imagine them.
We can get camera shots of 3 wide through the ambulances.
Yeah, that would be cool. 3 wide through the ambulances here, live from Monza Junior as well. So there you go. We'll have to see how they get on, whether or not that's a thing in race 4.
Can I just point out? I'm not sure Barney's out this week. I've not seen him wearing his flags. If I'm wrong about that or not.
No, well, we have just come to the end of practice, and hopefully Barney is on the. Where is? Oh, he's gone.
I didn't see him.
No, I didn't see him either. But here we go
Maybe I'm
for
being blind.
the grid into race 3. Mick Barry is on pole position this time. So Alan Toon in second, Pete Van Gool in third, Dal Bennison fourth. That is wrong. Darrell Wright in first, Craig Jones in second, Charles Kellerman third, Martin Sampson fourth, Jamie Ayres fifth. Martin Sampson fifth, Jamie Ayres sixth, Carl Jacklett seventh, Will Currington eighth, Steve Hefford ninth, Pete Van Gool is in 10th, Pete Newman 11th, Mick Barry 12th, Elise Main 13th, Steve Hansford 14th, Craig Crawford 15th, Dal Bennison 16th, Roger Morton 17th, Andy Littler 18th, and Alan Toon is in 19th place. Darrell Wright is going to lead us off this time in race 3. Here we go for race 3. Darrell Wright, pole position, and away we go. We're underway for race 3, and Darrell Wright got very slow, and that's brought up Charles Kellerman as these guys come round into turn 1. They're car number 46. That's Jamie Ayres making his move on the inside of Carl Jacklett as they head out to round turn 2, and then short, sharp round 3. We go for the long straight, leading us into turn 1. And movers and shakers so far. Let's have a look at your gainers. You can see them on the left-hand side. Sampson up 2, Hefford up 2. As producer and commentator Tyler there takes a back off again. So while I'm talking, that's great. Thank you very much. Roger Morton up. Roger Morton up 2 as we come round now. Round turn 4. And there we go. Steve Hefford currently is in 7th place, with Pete Newman further back in 10th. Elise Main up 1 in 11th now, just gone up into 11th place as Elise Main as they come down for the start. Pete Newman has been the only victim. Apparently he's had an incident on there, so maybe we can catch that one back up. He went off track with, near or by Craig Crawford, I believe, and that's put Pete Newman all the way down in 17th. So if we can have a look back at the Pete Newman incident, that would be amazing. Here is Pete into Parabolica. Will Currington on the inside. Oh, contact from Currington and Newman. Oh, Newman runs it into the wall. He comes back across the track, manages to break all the way. And that's why Pete Newman dropped all the way back down the order. Unlucky for Pete. He's now down in 17th.
Unfortunate. I'm not sure if Currington didn't see him in the corner, in the inside or not. But yeah, it's a unfortunate incident. I imagine there's some investigation into that to see what happened.
So they're going to go 3 wide here. Ayres, Jones and Sampson taking us 3 wide down into turn 1 at the short sharp. Monza Junior, who's going to come out on top? Sampson's running it round the outside. Ayres is running it round the inside. Sampson's trying to look at taking turn 2. Did he get it? He didn't, I don't believe. And Jamie Ayres comes out on top at the end of 3, but Sampson's got this lot better run. He's got to stay off that grass. We've seen that cause some problems. Slight issue there with Hefford, had to take evasive action. But all of these cars in this gaggle of packs, look at this. This is absolutely incredible. And it starts off with Jamie Ayres in first place, right the way up to 11th. They're all in the mix here. Jamie Ayres trying to go around the outside. Craig Jones coming on the inside down into turn 4 into Parabolica. With this amount of cars, though, if the front 2 have an accident, everybody's going to be involved in that, Tyler, I think.
Yeah, right. Imagine it's not terrifying if you're like towards 10th, 11th, like Mick Barry, Elise Main. You're like, oh, please don't crash, please don't crash. Has to go 4 wide.
4 wide, Darrell Wright, Sampson, Jones, and Ayres. Oh, there's going to be contact. Oh no! Oh yeah! Oh! Oh, there was! Oh, Van Gool! Jacqueline, I think Main hit her
I think it was
brakes.
Jones at the start that had the incident there.
Craig Jones, yes, went off track. Pete Van Gaal got involved. Elise Main hit the brakes and manages to avoid Carl Jacqueline in front, if I'm not mistaken. This starts with 4 wide. There goes Craig Jones. Coming into the corner. Hefford sent him round. There's Main. She literally brakes and checks up. Look at that. Loses the position but saves the car. That's the important thing there.
Yeah, it's great. I'm sure she's feeling better after that one. After the last couple of incidents, she's actually in ninth, getting forward this time instead of to crawl back to ninth in the last couple of races. So it's good. It's a great change. You can see there's a 4-second slowdown there because of that incident as well for a lot of times.
Definitely on that one. It's caused a problem. There goes Martin Sampson. I'm dreading to think that may have involved Darrell Wright. Can we have a look back at the Martin Sampson incident to see what happened here in race 3? Darrell Wright's on the outside. Sampson's on the inside. Car number 67 is Charles Kellerman. Yep. Contact. Oh, I can imagine what is coming out of Martin Sampson's mouth about now. There's cursing galore, I would have thought. After that one, there's Jacqueline and Hefford and Currington here. Will Currington, car number 68. Jacqueline there in car number 42. Heading down to turn 1. Hefford's trying to make that move around Darrell Wright. Jamie Ayres is out in front by nearly a second. So Jamie Ayres trying to make the move there. Currently they're on track. Was it Darrell Wright put in the no, Steve Hefford put in the fastest time on a 57.07. So that's currently the fastest man on the circuit is Steve Hefford as we head around.
Hefford was scared after that, after seeing what happened to Sampson when he tried to pass Darrell.
I think it may have...
Main.
No! Elise Main manages to hold on to 12th place. Oh, it's coming out of turn 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Too much gas out of turn 3. Let's have a look back, but I'm calling it now with me and my crystal ball. On board with Main there. Goes over the curb. No, there was contact. Mick Barry contact. Going into turn 3. Yeah, look. It wasn't on her own. Oh, Elise Main there, tagged by Mick Barry. But here is Currington, Wright, and Jacqueline battle as these guys go into lap 7. This will lead us off now for lap 7. It's going to be a 16-lap race, if I'm not mistaken there, Tyler. 16 laps. 16 laps, 6.5 minutes in already. And we can see car number 37 as Dale Benison just made the move past Steve Hansford. Hansford runs in deep, and here comes Sampson again. Not had a good race so far. Unfortunately, was involved in an incident not long ago. But we can see Jamie Ayres up 5 places now, half a second gap to Charles Kellerman. Kellerman on a 57.095, Ayres on a 57.226. Kellerman was the fastest of the two that time around, and the gap's down to half a second. So Will Currington there making that move past Darrell Wright. So is Jacqueline trying to take the inside line away from Wright as these guys come into turn 3. Oh, Darrell Wright leads us away safely. So there you go, Darrell Wright got the position, and that's Carl Jacqueline down into 6th place there. So there you go, another interesting one. Main is down in 12th. Last year's in the back of the circuit. Newman is climbing all over the back of Toon. I'm not expecting this to last long. Newman pulls out car 118 there. You can see him on your track. Doesn't pull out. Has he not got the speed, you reckon, Tyler, after that incident?
Yeah, he might have some damage from what I can see. He's at least missing a mirror from what I can see on my screen. The right side's a bit damaged. He was losing time on the straight there. That can't be good.
No, it can't be for Newman there. If he's losing time on the straight and he can't clear Alan Toon with the draft. But here is Roger Morton and Mick Barry as these guys go down into turn 1. Oh, there was almost contact. Benison there and Hansford. That would have put Sampson in a difficult position because he would have been involved again, unfortunately. So Martin Sampson is hoping that he doesn't get involved in any more contact this evening as they go down now, coming down the back straight, leading us down into turn 4. Do you know what? For a circuit so short, it's produced some epic races. We see Sampson here pull out on Steve Hansford, sorry, as they're going around Parabolica now. Is Sampson going to take it? He's got to try and slot in behind Roger Morton, hasn't he, to try and get that draft there, Tyler?
Yeah, he's got to kind of get the battle there. It seems like Hansford has just kind of conceded now, and he's going back at him now. There is a battle for the lead as well, but it looks like Jamie Ayres and Kelman have caused up together. Let's go forward to this now. Yeah,
they're coming into turn 1. There is Kellerman. There is that is Andy Maxwell. Andy Maxwell's been lapped. He's now a lap down. So
I think Andy had some issues starting because he's 4 laps down. He was a bit late onto the thing by the looks of it.
Oh, okay. So he's 4 laps out now.
Yeah, I think he might have started a bit late, maybe, or joined a bit late.
What's that going to do for Steve Hefford, though? Because he's got Maxwell in the way. Surely Maxwell's going to jump out of the way, though, right?
I imagine it easy for draft, maybe. Try and get some draft off him. He is like a half second behind him, so hopefully we can get some draft off it, and that means he can go up to Kellerman and Ayres.
But the problem is Maxwell's getting the draft off Kellerman.
Yeah, that does need to be as well. Hopefully Max doesn't try and go for the pass. That'd be quite terrifying.
Yeah. Here's Charles Kellerman. Is he going to lead us down into turn 1? Jacqueline, and car number 84 is Darryl Wright. Darryl Wright's taking the inside line. Oh, he goes in. He's not afraid to put his nose in, is Darryl Wright, is he? Because he sent it in a couple of times. Sampson there getting the job done over Barry, over Morton, and Benison, I believe. And also behind Benesford is Steve Hansford. Elise Main is currently 3.27 seconds back and not making a real input road, unfortunately, here on lap 11 as we go into the last 5 laps. Morton is trying to make this move past Barry, though. And there is Main. Main's in that no man's land, isn't she? She's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Can't quite close up quick enough, but is not losing time to the guys behind.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping right now that this battle continues because it seems to be somewhat catching her up a little bit. We'll try and go into the sector time, see if we can find out.
There is Main there. Good evening, Ivan Bramer. Hope you're well. Hey guys, great racing. Good going, James and Tyler. So that's Ivan Bramer from the FBL, who we know previously there. But there are the sector times at the bottom of the screen for Main and Hansford. Hansford has been quick over sector 1 over lap 10. But apart from that, lost 1.3 seconds on lap 10 to Elise Main. Has lost another 0.121 as they go round. Main goes round turn 4 and onto her turn 3, which unfortunately happened here. But here is the Kellerman Hefford battle. Maxwell's out of the way. Kellerman's trying to take the inside line round the Parabolica. Hefford wants that outside line and is going to try and use Jamie Ayres. Now Maxwell here, we've seen this before with the Momo guys. Maxwell's got to stay behind Ayres, hasn't he? He's got to stay it because if they give them the opportunity, Hefford's going to use Ayres as much as he possibly can.
Yeah, you see, they found out last season, if the Momo guys can just go together.
He's got it. He's got it there, Tyler. Sorry there, but he's got it. Effort's come up the inside of Charles Kellerman. Can he make it stick? Ayres is. See where Ayres positions his car. That's such smart driving. He used the outside line and let Hefford slot in behind him, and he just kind of pulled him round turn 3. It's so clever what they do. Their team driving is just unbelievable.
Yeah, we've got the other teams as well. We have obviously Obstacle and Work Guard. We don't have the same strategy as in we don't have the same fluid movement where they can just constantly link up together and constantly help each other around corners and stuff. So you can see Kellerman here closing up onto Hefford, and Hefford just weaves in because he's been drafted by Ayres.
Yeah, so. Exactly. So I hope you're well, Ivan Bramer. I hope you're having a fabulous evening. Here is Jacqueline and Currington on the going down turn 1. Jacqueline's got the inside line. Currington is being towed there by car number 24. No, 84. That is Darryl Wright. Oh, Currington pulls out, chops the nose off Jacqueline. Jacqueline just sends it in. Turn 1, contact there from Carl Jacqueline and Will Currington as these guys go round turn 2 and coming out of turn 3. Doing good, mate. Thanks. So that's all that matters, Ivan Bramer. I hope you're enjoying it. Do you have sun over there at the moment? We're absolutely roasting here in the UK. I'm physically sweating out as we see Mick Barry and Martin Sampson having this battle here on track. This is for currently 8th and 9th, and Hefford has now just taken the lead from Jamie Ayres. I'm expecting Jamie Ayres to come back. This is where Kellerman can send this free wide now, Tyler. He's got the opportunity, hasn't he?
Goes in as well. It's stuck on the left side, which is unfortunate. It's kind of hard to stick around the outside, especially when you're not as experienced as Kellerman and Ayres are. But yeah, he's got the run there. He's got the run fully. We'll see if we can stick in the corner.
He's not going to run it free wide around that corner. Kellerman's got to give that room. He's got to give that place up. Yeah, it is.
Gets you far out, really.
It's just too slow, isn't it? Round that outside line, round turn 1. Here's Sampson, Barry, and Morton. Morton goes in, well, he's just got in well wide. Unfortunately, that's allowed Sampson to come through. So Sampson's got the position over Mick Barry, and that's Martin Sampson back into 7th place. So you can see at the top. Sorry, Tyler, off you go.
Yeah, just going back to the weather thing. I mean, we are complaining about the weather here. It is like 21 degrees. It's not boiling compared to other countries, but compared to England, it's extremely boiling.
And as an Englishman, we moan when it's hot, and we moan when it's cold. So, you know, there's no pleasing us. We moan when it's rain,
when
we moan,
raining,
yeah,
and
snowing.
Icy.
When it's snowing in the UK, the whole world stops. As these guys coming around for the final lap of the race, Kellerman there sticking his nose out. Maxwell's trying to get involved, who's 4 laps down. Kellerman's not going to make this running outside, surely. We're on the last lap now. Kellerman's trying to go for it. He's trying to go for it round the outside line. But he's going to get it. Is he going to get Hefford? He got Hefford. Can Kellerman now take Jamie Ayres? As we're on the last lap and we've only got 2 corners remaining, Kellerman has got the ideal slot. He's slotted in front of Hefford.
Excellent wide there as well.
Yeah, and now he's got to... No, get in behind. He's allowed him through. Hefford has got behind Jamie Ayres. Oh, Kellerman.
I hope Maxwell's had popcorn for this entire race. I bet he's enjoying himself out there watching this
I
happen.
know, but you needed Kellerman to slot in. He needed to slot in behind Ayres and just follow him. Oh, Jamie Ayres is going to cross the beacon. Teeth don't work. Coming across the line. Is Hefford going to get it from Kellerman? He is. Hefford takes 2nd, Kellerman in 3rd. But here is Jacklett, Currington, and Wright. As they go down to the line, Jacklett finishes in front. Wright gets Currington. Sampson takes the win. Barry Morton. Sampson takes the win. Sampson in 7th. Dale Bennison in 10th. Steve Hansford in 11th. There is Elise Main coming across the line in 12th place. Newman's in 13th.
Got past that one.
Yeah, Newman got past Toon. And that's 13th and 14th done there. Jones comes across the line in 15th. Well, that was another just absolutely incredible race, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's worth noting. I'm not sure how Carl pulled it off, but he managed to get past both the work guard results teams towards the end there. That's quite a good job from Carl. I'm not sure how he managed that.
Yeah, he took him at the beginning. P5, he got Will Currington. And then he got Darryl Wright for P4 not long after.
See if the replay works for it.
Well, here we go. This is how he did it. This is down into turn 1, isn't it? Yeah, he got the he took the inside line.
Barney's not waving his flag as well, let's point out.
Is he not? Barney,
No.
but maybe Barney's gone to hospital. He's got broken arm this week. Can't wave it. And that is how.
A stick figure there instead.
Yeah, that's how Jacklett got involved, past both guys. Currington did go in a bit deep though, so that kind of did leave the door open. So let's have a look at the results of this one and see where they all finished, because it was a rather interesting one, I got to be honest. Jamie Ayres is in 1st place, Steve Pfefford in 2nd, Charles Kellerman 3rd, Carl Jacklett 4th, Darryl Wright in 5th, Will Currington in 6th, Martin Sampson in 7th place, Mick Barry in 8th, Roger Morton in 9th, Dale Bennison in 10th, Steve Hansford in 11th, Elise Main down in 12th place there, Pete Newman in 13th, Alan Toon 14th, Craig Jones 15th, Pete Van Gaal 16th, Andy Littler 17th, Craig Crawford 18th, and there we said Andy Maxwell 4 laps down in 19th place. So there you go. Right, as we switch back over now, guys, we're just going to change sessions here for race 4. So far, it's been an absolutely incredible night's racing, Tyler, and race 3 just delivered as much as race 1 and 2.
Yeah, unfortunately we had the jinx again there with saying if something happens with these 6 cars in a row, it'll be chaos, and then it happened instantly after that.
Shh. Nobody noticed. Nobody
I think people
noticed.
noticed. I think Elise at least noticed.
No, nobody noticed. Stop talking. Stop it. Don't get us in trouble. We're probably in enough trouble as it is, but nobody noticed. So there you go. Commentators, guys, we've done well tonight. I've got to be honest. We've only done it twice. Twice?
Twice, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, twice.
Touch wood.
Touch wood. We've only done it twice. It's one of the unfortunate moments at that moment in time when everybody we're talking about the person on screen, and the next thing you know, that everybody is unfortunately who was we talking about praising up has unfortunately had an incident. But there you go. So hopefully we can get this one sorted out. We're just waiting for the next session to produce on screen, and then we will join the session, get ready for Heat 4. Hope everybody's had a fabulous Tuesday. Thank you so much. If you have joined us, please don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bells for notifications, and give the video a big old thumbs up. Give it some love, and yeah, you kind of want it to, give it some love. Give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel because the racing has been
James,
absolutely incredible. Yes.
what track are you most looking forward to in the schedule this season?
Ooh. Oh. Okay, so I've not seen. Obviously, the new Fuji is just Fuji in it. You know what I mean? But I've not seen racing at Barcelona National or the Suzuka West Circuit or the Silverstone National. So I think it's got to be from them three: Barcelona National, Suzuka West, or Silverstone National. I've not seen racing at them circuits yet.
Yeah, is Suzuka West the one that's not got the S's? Am I correct in saying that?
You're asking somebody who unfortunately doesn't even know of that circuit. It's probably one of the few circuits that I don't actually know. I'm going to have a look.
And it's also worth mentioning, I've seen Silverstone National just because I watched the video that James Broadbent put out from the Prague race.
Yeah.
From yesterday, I think it was.
I'm just looking on the schedule. I'm going on the schedule now, so bear with me, guys. If you can't see me on screen, hi, hope you're having a wonderful evening. Unfortunately, that's not currently on there. Alton Park's the next one up. But I think it's got to be them ones because I've not seen the racing at them circuits, so I think them ones are definitely going to be the ones for me that I'm looking for.
Suzuka West does miss the S's. It
goes
down the long straight into, what is it, 130R?
Yeah.
And then the first turn is 130R. The second turn is the right turn to skip the S's, where you go right left onto the straight. It's just right, and then you go back under the tunnel, around the hairpin, around the two.
Right, I'm confused already. So you're gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to have a Google. Gonna have to
send you a screenshot.
Yeah, send me the screenshot so I can see what we're looking at. Because I'm a little bit confused. There was a lot of things going on involved in that one. Right, hold on. All right, so we go down. The start-finish straight is on that back stretch. Then
yes,
doesn't even include
130R is the first turner.
Yeah,
first turn rather.
And then we go turn 2 is by the Casio triangle. We do a right and a right, and then we use the main part of the circuit from turn 3 onwards, round Degner 1, 2, round up through the hairpin, round Spoon, and then we're back on again.
Yeah, I will just put it in the YouTube chat as well to not confuse everyone. It might mix up a link.
Send me the link. Send me the link and I'll pop it on chat.
If you just right click on the picture, it should work.
No, it probably doesn't.
I believe.
It probably doesn't. I don't think it's going to. Copy link. Right, guys, this is what we're talking about. If you haven't seen Suzuka West, I don't know if you can see that. Have a look and tell me if you can see that photo of Suzuka West.
Yeah.
So I think, Suzuka West, Barcelona, and Silverstone. They got to be my most exciting ones, I think. However, this track has certainly delivered. Not gonna lie, this track this evening has definitely put the effort in and has shown us some absolutely incredible racing tonight as well. So there's a lot to look forward to this season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. I agree as well. It's just the one that if I looked at on a map, I'd be like, oh, this was not looking too fancy because it's just 4 corners. It's quite a simple track in theory.
Yeah.
But it's delivered because it's just the slipstream is just so strong with the MX5s. it means that everyone's constantly in a battle. It's like a DRS train, but actually passing involved.
Yeah,
To
exactly.
reference F1. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see how it kind of matures in the season, the rest of the tracks.
Mm.
But I'm not sure they'll have the same setups for the drafting.
Yeah, definitely on that one. Right, guys, we're going to switch over to the race screen. And there you go. We've got a couple of cars out on track. Jacqueline Wright, Currington, Jones, Benison and Main are out on circuit currently at the moment. So, yeah, they are out on track for us currently. So there's Carl Jacqueline, car number 42, doing the business. They're ready to go round again. I don't really know where. I'd love to see everybody go up the oval in race 4.
I want to see it. I might try and go organise it in the next 4 minutes.
Right, you go off and do your business, and I'll carry on talking to everybody. So producer Tyler is going to go off and see if we can get people to all go up the oval, because apparently they don't get an off track. So yeah, so that's going to be an interesting one to see, and see what happens as everybody. Maybe at the end, maybe we'll get everybody at the end going off up the oval, because they're not going to want to jeopardise their race. They're racers at the end of the day. So yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting one, I think. I don't know if anybody saw it earlier on. Pete Van Gaal showed us a demonstration that if you go down into turn 1 and just follow the oval trail, you go through the oval and you come out back round onto turn 1 again. I'm not sure if that will work in officials. Now that would be exciting. Whether or not you could skip all the traffic in officials, or what the situation would be. I don't know if anybody would realise that obviously, you know, Carl Jacqueline here can go straight on. If you see the track map on the left hand side, at the top right hand corner, where turn 1 is and Jacqueline's going to go into it now, you go straight on there. That leads you onto the oval part of the track. So you would go run round the oval, round the outside of the main circuit, and come back on. I don't want to point my mouse on it because it'll bring up the UI, but come back on at turn 4 through a couple of ambulances. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. We are dropping down, as you can see, into the kind of nighttime currently at the moment as well. So that would be cool if we could maybe just get that as a little parade or something, and see how the guys do it, because it is there, and apparently it doesn't lead us off to an off track either. So yeah, that'd be quite cool to see everybody go up the oval and have a race around the oval for the final lap of the race. That would be quite cool. Or, you know, during the racing, I think, at the end of the day. So Tyler's still off doing his thing currently at the moment. So good old Tyler. Off he goes to get everybody, have a chat and see what you're doing. But let me know if you are here, what the plans are for this week. I've got nothing more than work, work, work and work. A busy boy this week. And I've got my own little racing in a league tomorrow in a little MX5. Debut in an MX5 league. So that should definitely be a fun one to see how that one pans out.
I've returned.
You have returned. What is the gossip on the street?
Right, so we couldn't do it on the first lap because that will mean everyone gets black flagged and everyone gets disqualified.
Okay.
However, on the cooldown lap, after the checkered flag, everyone's going to carry on around the oval.
Oh, love it. So there you go. Did everybody agree?
Everyone I spoke to agreed. So, and anyone that's not there will be filled in by the rest of the teams. I've told all 3 teams.
Ooh.
All 3 chaps to stay.
So stay for the end of this race and see everybody. Are they going to line up like a grid start?
I think they're just going to carry on racing around.
Oh, well, let's
Or maybe they'll line up. We'll see if they organise them to line up.
You didn't organise them to line up?
I said just carry on around the lap. And if you can line up, line up. If not, just carry on racing each other. See if this works.
Okay, well, let's see what happens. We're coming to the end of practice now. We'll wait for the grid to come up after these guys have finished that and see how they get on at this moment in time. And that should be a good one, I feel. So let's see what happens there. as we come to the end of practice and see how we get on with the grid. Is this grid correct, young Tyler Oldham?
I will double check for you now. It is correct.
Right, Steve Hansford is in first, Darrell Bennison in second, Roger Morton third, Mick Barry fourth, Martin Sampson fifth, Will Corrington in sixth, Darrell Wright seventh, Carl Jacklett eighth, Charles Kellerman ninth, Jamie Ayres 10th, Elise Main in 11th, Alan Toon down in 12th place. Behind Alan Toon is Craig Jones in 14th, Pete Van Gaal 15th, Andy Littler 16th, Craig Crawford 17th, Andy Maxwell round out the back of the grid in 18th place. I managed it, let's go.
There is one car missing from that, but I can't tell which one it is.
Craig Crawford.
Glance. Ah, yes.
So Craig Crawford there.
And Steve Hansford as well as just joined.
Right, here we go, guys. Race 4 is going to be underway very shortly. We're just waiting for the lights. One, two, three, four, five. And away we go for Heat 4. Big wheel spin for Hansford. That's allowed Bennison. Roger Morton's got an absolutely flyer as he comes down into turn 1. There's going to be contact from Bennison and Hansford, Roger Morton and Hansford. As Morton, oh, he's gone round. Oh no, the car park. Kellerman, Ayres. No, Steve Hansford is just locked behind Roger Morton. And that's released Dale Bennison out in front, who's got a big old gap at the moment. He's over 2.6 seconds, Tyler. I was going to say everybody got through cleanly, but nobody did.
Yeah, we spoke at the start about the race 4 often descending into chaos, and it started off in chaos this time, so hopefully it descends into normality towards the end of the race.
Yeah, Elise Main now up 7 positions already, and is currently, oh, that's Craig Jones.
That's Craig Jones.
Craig Jones and Alan Toon, they've both gone down the order. Dropping down, but they're 4 wide now on this grid. We got Mick Barry, Carl Jacklett, Will Corrington, and Elise Main going down into turn 1. They've now got 3 wide. Oh, Barry's backed out a little bit. Is Main, oh, no. Main's got through, Jacklett got through into 3rd. And Martin Sampson is in 2nd place, so there you go. Martin Sampson making it through and managing to keep going at the moment. I thought that was going to come to contact between Elise Main there, because I did kind of hope that she wouldn't get involved in something else.
Yeah, it's already lucky enough for him, fortunately, in the moment. See what happened here.
This is Alan Toon. Alan Toon just gets a spin on, doesn't he, and goes into the barrier.
I think Craig gets tagged by others in front of him.
Yeah.
This. I think the car on the left there hits him.
That is Will Corrington, I believe. We're behind the trees, so it's not ideal. Yeah.
Just kind of walks off a little bit, I think.
Right, here we go with Jamie Ayres tucked up behind Darrell Wright. Mick Barry there as well as we're going down into turn 1. Darrell Wright hugging that inside line. Mick Barry's kind of got the Ayres beside him there, Tyler, currently at the moment.
Yeah, you see, luckily Ayres hasn't got any Momo around him, so I think he's a bit more relaxed than he usually would be if oh, as Darrell Wright goes round.
Oh, Darrell Wright on the exit of turn 3, I believe, has now gone round, and that's dropped him all the way down the order into 11th place. Poor Darrell Wright there. He's now got Steve Hefford up beside him and Andy Littler. As Hefford just goes round in the background there, you can see he's just gone past him there. Darrell Bennison is out in front, 0.45 of gap over Martin Sampson, who's got 1.8 over Jacklett. I tell you what Van Gaal and Kellerman have got, and that's literally a bumper's layer of paint as they're coming down into turn 1. I would not give up that inside line, would you, going down there?
No, I wouldn't, and I wouldn't let the Momos get together as well, but to be fair, Charles will stick it around the outside in race 3, so might find himself still.
Oh, Mick Barry. Mick Barry's off. Mick Barry has gone into the wall, but I tell you what, who's secretly going about her business, and that is Elise Main in 4th place. Currently up 8 positions is Main, and all she's got now is Jacklett and Benison and Sampson. So Elise Main going about her business just nice and silently currently at the moment, and has got a teammate from Optical Red, Carl Jacklett, in front currently at the moment, but she's up 8 positions. Maxwell's up 12, so extraordinary driving from Andy Maxwell there. Jamie Ayres is got Pete Van Gaal right beside him currently at the moment, but here is Mick Barry going down into turn 1.
Oh, it happened again.
Poor Mick. Oh, Mick, he could have just gone round the oval. Could have took the oval section.
Black flag or crash, which do you want?
Do you reckon he would have got black flag during the race?
I believe yes, they would.
So would that
When I brought it up, they mentioned that if Woods were to clear the black flags, I was like, I'm not sure. So I advised him to afterwards instead.
would that take place in officials, you think?
Yes, I think so.
I'm tempted to try it, you know.
I think it's off now, isn't it? It's on to the next week, I believe.
Oh, yes! We're not at Monza Junior anymore. It's Oldham Park, isn't it? Oh!
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
Oh.
I wanted to do it as well. It's just too late by the time it happened.
Well, I went to do it last night, and as I say, iRacing did a wonderful update. As we can see, 2 seconds, I'll get back to that story. As we see Dale Benison losing second place to Carl Jacklett, Cam Main following through. But she's got Will Currington tucked up behind her. We go around turn 1, going around turn 2. And then we come round turn 3. This has been Main's nemesis so far. Can she keep it on track this time around? And is now locked up behind Benison. Yeah, I went to try it the other night, last night, before they changed over. And I was on the grid. And then iRacing did the update.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. And
I was hoping to do it, but I just realised I had no time to do it, unfortunately.
yeah, they did the update, right, when everybody was... It must have caught a lot of people out as well, because it also caught out Dan, and obviously the co-commentator we've been working with us here, and he was doing another broadcast, and of course it cut their session short because they were in for a practice for a 12-hour Daytona run.
Yeah, that's why I did it today, isn't it, instead?
Yes, because they cut the session short.
Was it a hot fix then, I assume?
I presume so. We don't really know much about it. As you can see here, Craig Crawford is locked in a battle with Hansford. And behind him is Alan Toon. I haven't had a chat with Alan for ages, actually. He came in last season. That was one of the most amazing conversations I've had here. Not saying
was that Alton? It was Alton, wasn't it?
Yeah, was it last race of the season?
I think it was like Alton.
Yeah, Mick, Alan Toon come in for a conversation. It was so funny. It was absolutely incredible. Here he is at Main now, trying to go at the inside of Benison, gets the job done. And is now got to be looking forward. She's moving up into third. She needs the draft from Jacklett. And that's Main up 9 places at the moment. Elise Main is up 9. She needs that draft from Carl Jacklett. She needs that draft back, because look at the gaggle of cars behind them. And 2 of them are from the same team. One of them is Jamie Ayres. One of them is Pete Van Gaal. Then we got Will Currington with a red roll bar in the middle, and Dale Benison on the left-hand side. But Main makes it through. So does Jamie Ayres. Oh, that tree shot is a killer.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. It's such a good camera, but it just gets through it.
Yeah, the chopper there just gets stuck behind the trees. I'll have to have a word with the pilot on the JPB chopper and tell him to sort his line out through the trees, because that's not good. But you see it here. You see Ayres pulled over to the left to tow Van Gaal through. And it's going to let Van Gaal, it's going to make Van Gaal go past Benison. There you go. Team driving. Absolutely incredible from the Momo guys. It's if you need team driving, that's the way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, you see, I said, Momo guys weren't together, and obviously I jinxed that as well. Now they are together, which is unfortunate for everyone ahead. Yeah. Luckily, it's not the free team, because unfortunately Hefford had an issue at the start. But 2 cars can still be more than 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Carl was taking the lead as well, Sampson.
Carl Jacklett now goes out in front past Martin Sampson. Main's closed right back up as well, though. The gap is literally less than a second between 1st and 4th at the moment. So this will be an eye as we go into the last 7 laps here in the Monza Junior Circuit for the UK SimRacers. Tuesday evening racing. Don't forget, if you are here, hit the follow, hit the subscribe, turn on the bells for notifications, give the broadcast a big old thumbs up, and leave us a comment down in the section below and let us know what your favourite racetrack is remaining on this current calendar. We will bring it up again at the end if you have forgotten already. Tracks like Fuji, Barcelona National, Suzuka West is on there as well. Main, tuck in behind Jacqueline. Tuck in behind Jacqueline. No, gone the wrong side. Oh, that would have been a Jacqueline manoeuvre. That would have been a Momo manoeuvre there, Tyler.
Yeah, you see, it's just that they're not as organised, unfortunately, not yet anyway. Hopefully, towards the end of the season, they start realising and studying Momo's replays to get onto it. But yeah, just follow the car there, you're able to just work together a lot more when you are. Obviously, you want to follow the car that's going through, but at the same time, you want to stay with your teammate and just stick there, and then you work together, and it's much easier in the long run.
Yeah, you can see it in the background. Van Gaal has gone up beside Ez now as they're coming into Parabolica. Main, you reckon? Team orders.
I'm not sure, but
I love it when we bring I love it when we bring the debate of team orders into the conversation. I'll tell you that much because it's so funny. Right, can Main do it this time? Tucked up behind Jacqueline, that's where she needs to be. Don't give up the inside line of Currington because Currington's going to look at sending it free wide. Main's gone up the inside and Jacqueline cuts her nose off.
Yeah, and now Momo are there as well to join the party.
Yeah, oh, this is going to be an interesting five-way battle. Main needs to follow. She needs to follow Jacqueline all over that track.
I think at this point you need to kind of help Will a little bit as well, because if you get Will sold to the wolves, so to speak, it'll mean that it's a lot harder for Main and Jacqueline to hold on while also fighting Sampson.
Yeah, Currington's trying to go up the inside. Jacqueline's taking the line away. He needs to come out and pull Main ahead. Sit in behind Elise Main or in front of him. Or in front of her, sorry. And she's now...
guys not working together right now.
Yeah, and now at the moment, Elise Main is being pushed along the circuit by Pete Van Gaal as he goes down into turn one. No, Currington sent it. Oh, no, the worst thing for Elise Main. Oh, they need to sort that out. Optical Red, you need to get on with the sort your teams out. Orders here. Because now Elise Main is just hung out to dry with Jamie Ayres going to be looking at making a move. Look, yes, that's what you needed to do. Oh, you see, they've done it. They pulled Jamie Ayres past Elise Main going into Parabolica here on lap 12. I'm not saying he's passed her yet, but it's... Look,
contact there, a little bit of contact.
Oh, Main runs wide, literally, well wide there. Going into the Parabolica, Ayres had to take elusive action.
Who I've met you in the meantime is a three-way battle here between Optical Green and
Dale Benison.
Dale Benison, yeah.
Free wide here, Maxwell on the inside, Charles Kellerman on the outside, in the middle, Benison on the out, Benison's got in deep. Oh, that's going to allow Kellerman and Maxwell through. Craig Crawford, I believe, Steve Hansford and car number 65. Alan too.
Battle with the unlucky people is quite good as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
They got unlucky at the start, but they're still having some fun battling each other.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a rough start for Steve Hansford. He was down 12 there. Jacqueline trying to go round the Currington actually, because that's Currington on the outside, inside. Ez did clear Main.
Yes, but he's now behind the draft, unfortunately.
Yeah, Van Gaal now trying to look at making his free wide down into turn one. Oh, I can't see this working out for Carl Jacqueline on the outside. There was contact. Did Van Gaal keep it on track? He did. There was a slight rub at the door from Jacqueline into Currington, which put him into Van Gaal. That could have ended up a lot worse for Pete Van Gaal.
Yeah, it's good to scare your opponent, isn't it? And send another car at them.
Yeah, lap 14. Main's up beside Ayres. She needs to really bully Ayres off that line behind Van Gaal so she can try and pick up some of that draft. Back out. Oh, she's a little bit far back, to be fair, I think. About 1.8 seconds back. But if Main can keep the inside down into 4, keep the inside down into 1, there is a strong possibility she may be able to hold this position. Jacqueline's back. He's back out in front. Currington is there as well. Jacqueline is hugging that inside line. Currington is not allowing Van Gaal through. Would you pull a Verstappen here and just send the car in a little bit deeper?
I'm not really sure. It was quite close to being forced off a track there, which just, I'm guessing, was scaring him a little bit because he backed out a little bit, from what I can see. I think at this point, you just have to keep it a bit safer now, because if you make any mistakes, you're taking all 4 cars out, which means that Main and Ayres are battling for the win at least.
Yeah, look, there you go. Jaglet pulls over to the left. Currington's now tucked up right behind him. Van Gaal there, car number 39, coming into turn 4. Can Jaglet hold this inside line? This is going to be the last lap. There was somebody on the rev limiter then. I just heard that before. I'm not quite sure what that impression was actually, Tyler, to be honest, but it sounded like the rev.
Sheep.
Yeah. Can Jaglet hold it? As they're on the last lap of the race, indicated by the white bar at the top side of the timing tower. Samson's going to make it 3 wide. Samson's gone down into turn 1. He's taken the lead on the final lap of the race. Can Martin Sampson hold it?
Sampson did a stop in there at least, and it managed to work.
Yeah, he sent it in well deep. He's managed to get it. Can he get this going into the last corner and hold this? Because this is Jaglet's really now. I don't think Jaglet's got to get it. He's got to lock up that inside though. He didn't. Van Gaal's going to go it. Van Gaal's going to go. He got him. He got 2nd place. Did Pete Van Gaal? Oh, Samson's run wide. Is this going to be Van Gaal's on the line? Samson, car number 80. Can he hold it from Pete Van Gaal coming down onto the line? He can just. Oh! Just held it. Ayres just held it from Maine. Kellerman, Maxwell, Benison. Oh, look at the battle, the 13th and 14th, please.
Let's confirm it's the Doom.
There is Crawford and Hansford. Hansford's trying to go round now. I believe they're all lined up at the base of the oval.
Yes, but we may need to get a cockpit camera, so I'm not sure there's any camera that covers it, unfortunately. Bear with me a second. See if I can find somebody.
Here we go. Andy Littler. They've gone round. Come on, Andy.
They have gone round.
Andy, follow him.
You see, cameras don't work, unfortunately.
Alright, well, let's go on board with Andy Littler and take a little drive around here. Oh, no.
No, I can't see if it works.
Oh! It's pushing along car number 84 there. That's Darrell Wright in front of us.
Yes.
Can we go on to the board with is Van Gaal up there? No.
No. Van Gaal's in the wall.
Samson?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Martin Sampson running up the oval. He's got to be loving this. It's like a blast, isn't it, for Martin Sampson?
Won the race and getting around this one oval.
Hold on. You're not supposed to be driving around that oval, you know, young sir.
Thought I'd give it a go. I thought it'd be quite fun. Oh, there's.
No, go through him. You can drive through him.
Oh, Andy got hit.
Who was that? Steve Hansford.
Hansford and Toon as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
Toon.
yeah, Alan Toon joined you there in the back. But yeah, you go through him, mate. I found that out earlier from Pete Van Gaal.
Oh, I didn't know that. I was being protective of my car.
Protective? What? Trying to not
After the race.
trying to not hit. Trying to not hit the person in the ambulance. Right, Mike, give us 2 seconds while we run through the results. So Mike Sampson is in the booth, took the victory in race 4. Pete Van Gaal in second by literally 0.014 of a second. Carl Jaglet in third place. Literally, there was a second between the front 4 of Carl Jaglet, Will Currington, Van Gaal and Sampson as they went across the line. Jamie Ayres finished in 5th place. Elise Main in 6th. Charles Kellerman in 7th. Andy Maxwell 8th there as well. So well done to Andy. Stellar job from him. Dal Benison in 9th, Darrell Wright in 10th, Craig Jones in 11th, Andy Littler in 12th, Craig Crawford in 13th, Steve Hansford 14th, Alan Toon 15th, or Sir Alan Toon as he's on the score sheet. Steve Everett down in 16th, 1 lap down, Mick Barry 17th, 12 lap down, and Roger Morton doesn't. Roger Morton down 16 laps. So did he take the start, Martin? Do you know?
Yeah, I think Roger crashed on lap 1 or maybe lap
Yes, it
2.
was part of the
Yeah.
it was part of the turn 1 incident.
Oh, okay. Part of the turn 1 incident. Okay, fair enough.
I couldn't see for that far back.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, we've got Alan Toons in the waiting room as well. So good old Alan Toon. Martin, victory in race 4. Got to be happy.
Oh yes, very happy. Yeah, nearly lost it with 2 laps to go. For some reason, my car wouldn't change gear, and yeah, so yeah,
It was
made a
you
good
that had
overtake.
the gear
Yeah,
revs.
yeah.
Yeah, I did
It
say.
was just I don't know. I don't know what happened. It just went there, and then it went into gear, and then yeah, I thought that was it then. But yeah, I managed to do a good overtake on 2 cars at one time, and then yeah, got Pete out the line.
Good, because I did say somebody was on the rev limiter.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I'm not too sure. That on my wheel, it went into 3rd, but I think on iRacing, it would just for some reason just stayed in neutral for a bit, and then I pressed it again, and then it went into 3rd gear then, and then I carried on going. So
well,
yeah,
to be fair for you, Martin, the silver lining of a somewhat up and down evening, would you say?
I would certainly. I think I've had that for the last 2 weeks now. On the race 1, I was side by side with Steve Hefford. That was all. I just touched the grass, but yeah, I got hit on race 2, got hit on race 3. So yeah, so got a bit of luck this one. So I knew I had the pace on this track.
Did you?
So yeah, so just I think I did anyway.
Well, I think you done rather well to take the victory. It was literally by about 1,000th of a second.
Yeah, I like going around. I like the outside line going around the last corner because you can get on the throttle brake a little bit later, and get on the throttle a little bit earlier. And that helped me just just drive past Pete there.
Well, I see you in the booth. Thought you went in deep on that last corner.
Oh no, I did plan to brake a lot later than what I normally did. Take a wider line and then try and cut across them.
Oh, nice.
Get on the throttle a lot earlier.
Oh, well, that's all right then. Look at you planning out your last lap manoeuvre over Pete Van Gogh. You sound like a right pro, Martin. Yeah, I plan.
I know. I do try. I do try sometimes.
Well,
It's only because I did the same to Steve Hefford. On the I think I can't remember what race 2 or 3. Went round the outside of the last turn, so I knew it worked.
Oh, well, there you go. But we're going to Oldham Park double chicane next week.
Oh, I can't wait. I love Oldham Park. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, but you got the double chicane. You got Britons.
As long as people don't try and go in side by side through the chicanes, it's normally all right. But yeah, it's gonna be hectic and fun all at the same time.
No, mate. Well, you have a good week, and we will see you next week. I'm going to drag our old friend Alan Toon in the box and have a conversation with Alan. But Martin, thank you so much for joining us, and well done on your victory.
Lovely. Thanks, guys.
Right, let's go. Sir Alan Toon. How are you, sir?
I am. I'm in fine fettle, my friend. In fine fettle indeed.
You are?
Yes. It was, well, I had fun tonight. I think I was the only one at the back there, and well away from all the cries of anguish at the front.
Yeah, there was quite a lot, wasn't there?
Not at my end.
You have fun, though, Alan, every single week.
Yeah, I had a great time. Oh, my word, indeed. I do have a great time. Yes. I got chased, and I get to chase people. And, yeah, it's really a lot of fun. I love being here. I love being with these guys.
Well, that's all that matters at the end of the day, young sir. It's kind of just all about how much fun you're actually having. And I do love having a chat with you because you bring such a positive energy into the booth where you're just like, I had a great time. I was driving at the back, but I loved it. You know what I mean?
But yes, well, it's the truth. It's the truth. And sometimes I'm not at the back, and it's a rare thing. But it doesn't make me feel any better because honestly, being on the track is the joy for me. Turning up and racing with these guys, and yeah, I love it. But I wanted to point out: did you notice my honorific?
You're what? Sorry.
Did you notice that I'm now an official iRacing knight?
I did, Sir Alan
Yes.
Toon.
Yes.
Do you know-
yes, I will confirm he is an official iRacing 9.
How, okay.
First person to have such an honorific, as far as I know.
Okay,
You
so,
know that,
so
don't you?
I did. How did you get that?
I asked them for it.
What, you asked them to be called Sir Alan Toon?
Well, people did it already, you see. People did that already. People last year started calling me Sir Alan.
Yeah.
They did. Oh yeah, and then they started calling me on the when I do my bit of commentating on Wednesday. So and because it was an accolade bestowed by my sim racing brethren,
Yeah.
a gesture of affection and actually you know, a respect to me, I said, don't you think you should recognise their desires? And they said yes and agreed. What do you think to that?
I don't really know what to say, to be honest. But I feel like I should be on my knees bowing to the sir that I've got in the booth currently at the moment.
Well,
You know, I don't really know, because at the end of the day, I did notice that iRacing had popped up that you were called Sir Alan Toon. So I was like, right, okay, so I could go into the driver overrides and change it and, you know, just call you Alan Toon. But I thought at the end of the day, you know, we knew you were Sir Alan from the Discord anyway. So I thought, let's leave it. And now you've popped in and told me the story. You know, I'm even more impressed, to be honest.
no, it's no, I think it's wonderful of them, actually. I do really, and I'm very proud that they agreed to do that. I really am. It's a wonderful thing, but it's an accolade to the guys. You know, it was them that started doing it, and I think it's great that it's been recognised. I really do. Marvelous. Only in the cyber world, though. Thankfully.
Yeah, but it's just really impressive that at the end of the day you're called Sir Alan. So I tell you what's going to happen now, Alan, is, you know, when I finish a broadcast, I say my same thing every week, don't I? You know, take care, have a great week, and we'll see you on the track sometime, yeah? Have you got it all written down? Have you memorised it?
No.
Right, so you know what it is.
No.
All right, so this is how it's going
I did see you on the track this week. Didn't I see you on the track this week?
Right, so listen, this is how it's got to go, right?
Okay. I'm
So,
listening.
so you're going to say, right, because I, as a sir, I feel you need to close the show out about now, right?
Okay.
So what you're going to say is, from me, Alan Toon, James and Tyler, take care, have a great week, and you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. And when you do that, I'm going to close the broadcast off. All right? So,
Ladies and gentlemen, from all my heart, from Tyler and James and all of us here at UKSR, I'd like to wish you a very good evening, and it would be a glorious pleasure for me to encounter you on a circuit in the near future. Thank you very much.
good night.